are an increasingly popular choice for many travelers, with a broad spectrum of options from luxury small ship cruising to larger, more activity-packed mega ships. Selling cruise travel involves a deep understanding of the cruise industry, the specificities of cruise travel, and the needs of your clients. In this lesson, we will learn how to sell cruise travel effectively. Understanding the cruise market. The first step in selling cruise travel is to understand the cruise market itself. This involves knowing the various cruise lines, their offerings, and the demographics they cater to. Some cruise lines, like Disney Cruise Line, specialize in family cruises, while others, like Viking Cruises, cater to adults seeking cultural enrichment. Meanwhile, luxury cruise lines, such as Silversea and Seabourn, offer all-inclusive, high-end experiences for more affluent travelers. Staying informed about the cruise industry and the unique selling points of each cruise line can help you better match your clients with their perfect cruise vacation. Identifying your client's needs. As with any travel product, identifying your client's needs is crucial when selling cruise travel. Important considerations include their budget, travel dates, preferred destinations, ship size preference, and any specific amenities they desire, like spa, specialty dining, enrichment activities, and more. For example, a family with young children might prefer a cruise line with extensive kids programs and activities, while a couple celebrating their anniversary might prefer a luxury cruise with a romantic ambience and high-end amenities. Understanding itineraries and destinations. Cruise itineraries vary greatly, from short 3-day getaways to month-long voyages. Understanding the appeal of different itineraries and destinations will allow you to better recommend options to your clients. Some clients may seek the pristine beaches of the Caribbean, others may dream of a cultural journey through the Mediterranean, and some may desire the adventure of an Alaskan cruise. Knowledge of popular ports, excursions, and the best times to visit each destination can greatly enhance your selling points. Explaining the value. One common misconception about cruises is that they are expensive. While some luxury cruises can indeed carry a hefty price tag, many cruises are actually quite affordable considering they include accommodations, meals, entertainment, and transportation from port to port. Breaking down the cost and explaining the value can help convince hesitant clients. Cruise insurance and policies. Selling cruise travel also involves understanding and explaining cruise insurance and the cruise line's policies. This includes cancellation policies, what the cruise fare includes and excludes, and any documentation necessary for the cruise. Insurance is especially important in cruising, as medical facilities on ships are often not as comprehensive as those on land, and evacuation from a ship can be expensive. Example 1. Family cruise. Consider a family of 4, 2 adults and 2 children, who are looking for a summer vacation. They're interested in activities for kids, and they love the idea of exploring different destinations without having to pack and unpack. A cruise line like Disney or Royal Caribbean would be ideal for this family. Both cruise lines offer extensive kids programs, family-friendly entertainment, and a wide array of destinations including the Caribbean, Bahamas, and Europe. Example 2. Luxury cruise. Now, consider a retired couple looking for a high-end, all-inclusive travel experience where they can enjoy gourmet dining, luxury amenities, and cultural enrichment. For this couple, a luxury cruise line like Silversea or Seabourn would be a perfect fit. These lines offer all-inclusive fares that cover fine dining, beverages, gratuities, and more. They also offer itineraries to unique, less visited ports that can provide the cultural enrichment the couple seeks. Example 3. Adventure cruise. Lastly, let's consider a solo traveler seeking an adventurous vacation. They're interested in wildlife, natural beauty, and outdoor activities. An expedition cruise to destinations like Alaska or the Galapagos with a line such as Lindblad Expeditions would be a perfect match. These cruises offer expert guides, onboard naturalists, and excursions like kayaking and hiking that cater to the adventurer spirit. Each of these examples, understanding the client's needs and matching them to the appropriate cruise product is key. By taking the time to know the details of your client's preferences and the nuances of different cruise offerings, you can ensure your client has an unforgettable vacation and remains a loyal customer. Pricing and promotions. Understanding the pricing and promotional offers of various cruise lines is a key part of selling cruise travel. Cruise prices can vary greatly depending on factors such as the cruise line, ship, length of cruise, type of cabin, and time of year. Seasonal promotions, early booking discounts, and last-minute deals can offer significant savings to your clients. Also, keep an eye out for value-added offers such as onboard credits, free Wi-Fi, free drink packages, or included gratuities. Remember, price is not the only factor that determines the value of a cruise vacation. The inclusions and the overall cruise experience play a crucial role too. Upselling and cross-selling opportunities. Selling cruise travel offers numerous upselling and cross-selling opportunities. Upselling to a higher category cabin, such as a suite, can enhance your client's cruise experience while increasing your commission. Cross-selling pre- or post-cruise hotel stays, shore excursions, or travel insurance can add value to the trip while boosting your sales. Here's an example. A client has booked a 7-night Mediterranean cruise. You could upsell by suggesting a balcony cabin for a better view in fresh sea air. You could cross-sell by offering to book their shore excursions, arranging their pre-cruise hotel stay in Rome, and selling them a comprehensive travel insurance policy. Staying informed and continuous learning. The cruise industry is dynamic, with new ships, itineraries, and onboard features constantly being introduced. Joining cruise line webinars, attending industry events, and completing specialist training programs offered by cruise lines can help you stay informed and increase your confidence in selling cruise travel. Example: honeymoon cruise. Imagine you're dealing with a young couple planning their honeymoon. They want a mix of relaxation, adventure, and romantic experiences. A cruise to the South Pacific Islands would be a great fit, offering stunning natural beauty, exciting shore excursions, and intimate dining experiences. You could recommend a balcony cabin for privacy and the best views. Offer to arrange a romantic shore excursion like a private beach picnic or a sunset sail. And suggest they start their trip with a few days in a boutique hotel in Tahiti before embarking on their cruise. Through your in-depth knowledge and careful attention to their desires, you have provided a personalized, unforgettable honeymoon experience that exceeds their expectations. In summary, selling cruise travel requires a deep understanding of the cruise market, the ability to match your client's needs with the right product, and the skills to enhance the value of their vacation through upselling and cross-selling. Whether your client is a family seeking a fun-filled vacation, a couple dreaming of a luxury getaway, or a solo traveler seeking adventure, the world of cruising has something for everyone. In the next lesson, we will learn how to bundle travel products into effective travel packages, another essential skill in the toolkit of a successful travel agent. Travel packages are a vital aspect of the travel industry. They offer travelers a convenient, cost-effective, and hassle-free way to plan their trip. The bundled approach to selling travel products not only offers value to clients, but also represents a profitable business model for travel agents. This class will delve into the key components of creating effective travel packages, how to market them, and the importance of working with reliable suppliers. Let's get started. Understanding travel packages. A travel package typically includes at least 2 travel services combined for the purpose of the same trip. Common components of a travel package might include flights, accommodations, transfers, car rentals, tours, meals, and entertainment options. The combination can be tailored to suit the needs of different traveler segments. For example, a family travel package to a theme park destination might include flights, accommodation at a family-friendly resort, theme park tickets, and a rental car. Meanwhile, a honeymoon package might include flights, a stay at a romantic resort, private transfers, a spa treatment, and a sunset cruise. Customizing travel packages. Creating effective travel packages begins with understanding your target market's preferences and needs. Once you've defined your target market, tailor your packages to their unique needs. For example, if you're targeting adventure travelers, you might want to include activities like ziplining, scuba diving, or hiking tours in your packages. Always aim to offer a unique experience or value proposition with packages. This could be something like exclusive access to events or activities, special inclusions, or a unique itinerary that would be difficult for your client to organize on their own. Working with suppliers. Developing strong relationships with reliable suppliers is crucial when creating travel packages. Good relationships with suppliers can provide you with better rates, availability, and support when you need it. You need to vet your suppliers carefully, assessing their reliability, the quality of their services, and their willingness to work with you in providing the best possible package for your clients. Remember, your reputation is on the line, so choose your partners wisely. Marketing your travel packages. Once you've created your travel packages, the next step is to market them effectively. You can use your website, email newsletters, social media, and traditional advertising to reach your target market. Highlight the unique experiences and the value proposition of your packages in your marketing materials. Example, ski vacation package. Let's say you're creating a ski vacation package for families. You've identified a family-friendly ski resort that offers ski lessons for kids and non-ski activities for parents. You bundle a week-long stay at the resort, flights, airport transfers, ski lift passes, and a half-day sled excursion. You negotiate with your suppliers and manage to secure a 15% discount on the package components, which you decide to pass on to your clients. You market your ski vacation package via an email newsletter to your client database and through targeted social media ads. The package sells well, and you receive positive feedback from clients who appreciated the convenience, value, and unique experiences included in the package. Balancing profit and value. When pricing your travel packages, you need to strike a balance between profitability and offering value to your clients. You can achieve this by carefully negotiating rates with suppliers, maintaining operational efficiency, and pricing your packages competitively. Analyzing the competition. In addition to understanding your client's needs and working with suppliers, it's essential to analyze the competition. Understanding what other travel agents or tour operators are offering can help you determine what sets your packages apart and identify any gaps in the market that you could fill. For instance, if your competitors are offering similar ski packages, but none includes a unique sledding excursion, you can use this to your advantage by marketing your ski package as the only one that offers this exciting, family-friendly activity. The importance of flexibility. It's also important to remain flexible when creating travel packages. Travel preferences and needs can change over time, and the travel industry itself is prone to changes and disruptions. This means that a package that's popular now might not be in demand a year or even a few months from now. By staying informed about travel trends and maintaining open lines of communication with your clients, you can adjust your travel packages as needed to ensure they remain relevant and appealing. For instance, a sudden trend in eco-travel might prompt you to consider offering packages that feature eco-friendly accommodations or tours that support local communities. Similarly, if you notice an uptick in inquiries about solo travel, you might decide to create packages catered to solo travelers. Dynamic packages. Dynamic packages are a relatively new concept in the travel industry. Instead of offering preset packages, dynamic packaging allows customers to mix and match various travel components like flights, hotels, and car rentals to create a personalized travel package. This requires having access to real-time pricing and availability for various travel components, which can be a challenge. However, with the right technology and supplier relationships, offering dynamic packages can be a way to differentiate your travel agency and meet the needs of clients seeking a more customized travel experience. Example, custom wine per package. Let's consider an example of a custom package for wine lovers. You have identified that there's a demand for specialized wine tour packages among your clientele. The clients are interested in exploring vineyards, wine tasting, and learning about wine production. You contact several vineyards and create a week-long package that includes visits to vineyards, wine restaurants, and accommodations in a boutique hotel known for its wine collection. In addition to the winery visits and tastings, you include a wine blending class where clients can create their own blend of wine, giving them a unique experience they wouldn't get with other travel packages. In your marketing campaign, you focus on the exclusivity and the unique experiences offered in the package, such as the wine blending class, intimate vineyard tours, and the opportunity to meet winemakers. You use email marketing, your website, and social media to promote the package, targeting clients you know are interested in wine and food travel. In conclusion, creating effective travel packages involves understanding your clients' needs, working closely with suppliers, staying up to date with travel trends, and being innovative in your offerings. It's a process that requires creativity, flexibility, and strong relationships with both clients and suppliers. In the next class, we'll dive into understanding travel agency commissions. This is an essential aspect of your business model as a travel agent, and it's crucial to understand how commissions work to ensure your agency's profitability.
Hello, hello.
Ooh, now we're it's Thursday. It's lunch day. Yay.
I'm ready. You know what? I put on a long sleeve today and I'm hot.
I am freezing and there's snow on the ground out my window. Is it April or is it not April? I'm so ready for spring. I did see some forsythia today. Do you know what that is? It's like a shrub and it has little tiny yellow flowers on it. And that's usually the first thing to bloom here in Michigan. So that I did swimming forsythia today.
Good.
Forsythia, so
it is fun to say.
It's a good word.
There.
So, hey, it's lunch day. We're going to talk about suppliers. So excited. This is really, I think, my favorite. Did I go weird? No, that's just my cursor.
Good.
My favorite topic to talk about is suppliers. We have a lot of suppliers, and actually, I love the new reporting. that you guys will get access to shortly, so you can see all your stats and things. I know Josh announced it, but on our side, on the admin side, we can see like which suppliers we book the most. You'll be able to see which suppliers you personally book the most, but we can see the whole company.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
so we can see which ones everybody's using and which ones people aren't. And hopefully some of those like lesser used ones will come up because they're really worth looking at. So we're going to point you towards some great suppliers today. As we go through, as always, hi Susan, hi Sharon, hi Marge, hi Leah. So glad to have you guys here this morning, afternoon, whatever it is for you. As we go through, if you have questions about anything that we're talking about, please feel free to chime in and ask. We will absolutely answer those as we go. So don't be shy about that. And then when we get to the end, we should have some time to have some conversation. If there are things outside of suppliers that you'd like to talk about, that's what we're here for. But we'll start right into our suppliers, where to find it and how to use it. So we have agents that kind of fall into two camps, two extremes. Either they think they need to sign up for everything on our list. We have 120 suppliers, and they come at us with like, I want everything. Or they register for VAX and like 2 cruise lines and use nothing else. And so there really is a big wide world. We love VAX. VAX is a great supplier, but it's not the end all be all. And we're going to talk about some other options so that you can do the best for your clients and not just work with what you have in your hand. So our supplier list has around 120 suppliers on it. We are working to add to that number. So watch the next few weeks. Hopefully we'll have some good news for some new suppliers coming your way. But we have hotels, resorts, cruise lines, theme parks, fit travel. How many of you have heard the term fit and didn't know what it means? Fit means fully independent travel. That's where you like pick all the pieces for your client and put it together into a package. Guided tours, river cruises, vacation rentals. Yes. So when we hear, ooh, can I book Airbnb? Can't book Airbnb because they don't work with travel agents, but we have suppliers that do the same thing and have better quality products. Yes. Car rentals, excursions, transfers and transportation services, rail travel. There are some really cool train trips out there where you can like get on the Orient Express. If any of you are old like me and you love old Agatha Christie movies, the Orient Express would be an amazing trip. The train that you see on the bridge in the Harry Potter movies, you could do that train through some of our train suppliers, the Caledonia something, can't remember. Stroller, wheelchair, and scooter rentals for your clients who either have children and don't want to travel strollers or are mobility challenged and it's hard to put a scooter on a plane. They can rent those in destination. Ski vacations, bicycle vacations, national parks, sports travel for major sporting events like the Olympics or the Kentucky Derby or the NCAA championship or the Super Bowl. Yes. So we have a really huge list, and that really isn't even all the things that are on the list. That's just kind of like the high points. So lots and lots of stuff on our list. We are not covering all of that today. We're going to cover kind of what new agents need in their wheelhouse at the beginning, and then where to find more things as you build your business. So first of all, let's talk about how to register. We have a whole team that Becky manages, our new agent support team who do your logins. So the email is logins with an S, logins at gatewaytravel.com. If it's something that you need our assistance with, there really are 3 different ways to register. First of all, if you go to the supplier list and you read about it, it might tell you that you can self-register. You might need our IATA number or our phone number. If you don't have those, email new agent support for those. But read those instructions, follow those instructions. When it asks for agent information, it may ask for your personal information. Give that, please. Or it may ask for Gateway's information, and then you would put that in. But if there's an opportunity to put your information, please do, because every once in a while we get to new agent support on behalf of a client that's been booked for someone. That's kind of stuff really needs to go to you. And we get voicemails for client information from suppliers. So make sure it's your information. You can self-register for a lot of suppliers, but do require Gateway approval. If in the notes on how to register, some of those. Disney, Cruising Power, Virgin Voyage. No, that's not. We set that one up. Approval.
Viking.
Carnival.
not fucking, Virgin we have to approve, but it's self-register. Carnival's going to be
Carnival.
self-register.
So there's a
quite few.
handful. If it's one that we have to approve for you, read if it says let us know, pop an email into logins and say, hey, I registered for Disney, and then we know to look for it and get you approved. And then some of them you're going to have to request login credentials from Gateway. It'll say contact your agency representative or something to that effect. They say email logins at gatewaytravel.com. If that's the case, you need to email us before you set it up. Don't go set up your own account if it's something you have to do. Otherwise, it gets messy and we have to like undo. So make sure you do that. And also there's a handful of things that we don't even register for at all. Hotels, car rentals, put in our add a number at checkout, and that's how you don't have to have a unique login for those.
The supplier listing should be your go-to reference point.
How do I register for VAX? Go to VAX on the supplier and read the instructions, because that's where the best information is going to be. Registered, then you can start using those products. And we're going to start by talking about hotels and resorts. We get asked all the time, how do I book a hotel? Most new agents start there. And we have direct relationships with major hotel brands, Marriott, Hilton, IHG covers Intercontinental and Holiday Inn. There's a whole bunch of brands under that one.
Yeah.
Or Fairmont, Hyatt, Wyndham, Choice, and Sandals Resorts. All of those are direct. Hyatt, Wyndham, Choice are in italics on this slide because Hyatt, Wyndham, and Choice are notoriously rotten about paying commissions in a timely fashion. You could be waiting 6 months or longer for your commission. What to book for your clients? If you can get them into a Marriott, Hilton, or IHG property, that would be the first choice. If they're insistent on a Hyatt, Wyndham, or Choice, look in a different booking engine like Pleasant Holidays, which we're going to talk about in a second. And book them that way, because then you know you're going to get your commitment in a timely manner in a couple weeks after your clients travel, instead of 6 to 12 months after the travel. So keep in mind, I really wish that Hyatt, Wyndham, and Choice were better on this. Yes. Aren't. Hyatt manages a whole bunch of all-inclusive properties, and if you see a price that you would like for your client for an all-inclusive property, you can get it price matched in FunJet Travel Impressions from that Hyatt listing. So do it in a place where you're paid, because that's why we do the job, right? We all love travel, we love helping people, but we don't. We also have several hotel resort booking engines. VAX, which we talk about often, includes FunJet, Travel Impressions, Apple Vacations, Southwest Vacations, and United Vacations, all offering hotels. Vacation Express, hotels and resorts in the Caribbean and Mexico, and now the Maldives and Coast, I believe. Classic Vacations, skew a little more luxury, but also has boutique brands, some Great Wolf Lodge in there. Delta Vacations, Avanti, Pleasant Holidays, and American Airlines Vacations. So if you're looking for a property and you can't find it in VAX, that you can't book it, start digging into these other suppliers. They find it in an odd place. I booked one for a client past year that I couldn't find anywhere. Delta Vacations had it, of all places. So that's how I booked it. But yeah, those are really our go-to hotel options. As just like when you shop at a store and you're looking for something and you can't find it, and my store doesn't carry that brand, there are going to be properties in the wide world of thousands and thousands and thousands of hotels that we can't book. Sometimes it's that they are independent properties and they're only direct booking. It might be that they're just a brand that we don't carry, or a market that we can't get into. If it's in like some town in the middle of nowhere, we may not have a mechanism to it. So So sometimes we do have to disappoint our clients if they want something specific, but sometimes we can pivot them to a different. But keep that in mind. What we cannot do, and we've had this come up recently, and that's why I'm highlighting it here.
Yes.
Even though you might go on one of those independent hotel websites, and it might, are you a travel agent? And you place to input the IATA number.
Okay.
If we don't have a pre-existing relationship with that supplier, you may not get paid for that booking. Likely that you won't.
It's odds are, yeah.
So you can't just like go the wide world of hotels and start booking stuff, because that's not how our relationships are established. We have to put mechanisms in place for them to pay us and all of that stuff. So make that you are finding it in a supplier that we have online. And if you need help, send an email, because we really do kind of know where to look for some of those hard to find things. So if there are no questions about that, just how you book, go through major brand websites, even though there's a, whatever it is down the street, we have a Holiday Inn. I wouldn't book direct with that property. I would book through IHG, because same property, same price, but then get credit for it.
I was gonna say, I want to get paid.
Get paid. Love getting paid for our job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you are booking direct brands, I know these are really tiny and hard to see, but I post them on the Facebook page so that you can see them closer up. Marriott has 31 brands. It has 24 brands. Lots of our hotel partners have sub brands. So Fairfield is Marriott, Hampton Inn is Hilton, Holiday Inn is IHG. A million brands under those headings. So you may think that you can't book something, but then when you realize that it's part of a bigger, you can book it. You can book it through Marriott, or you can book it through. So it's important to look at those. The pros of booking direct are the inventory available. Sometimes there's more inventory on Marriott.com than there is in Vax for the same property, because they have to like release so many third-party booking and keep so many to themselves. They can book them for their clients. No brands can reach smaller geographic areas away from airports and big cities. So a lot of buyers, Vax and Plum Holidays, vacations, etc., they want you to anchor that booking to a major city or a hotel. So if you're trying to book, for example, my town is about 25 miles from the nearest airport. I can't really book on that town because it's not listed. So what I have to do is go into a Marriott, a Hilton, an IHG, find a property that's here in my town and book it that way. Reach into those smaller out of the way traffic areas, book direct. And your clients can use their loyalty. If you have Hilton Hunters people, if you have Marriott Bond people, they can use those points and earn points on those bookings. And they can also hold with the credit card and pay at the property, just like when we book hotels as consumers. It's the same thing. The cons are that hotel brands are notoriously to pay, as I highlighted, Hyatt, Wyndham, and Choice specifically, and we can't package these with flights or car rentals. They are just hotel bookings. Cool? All right. Vax is one of the sides of being a travel agent. It is an kind of booking engine. Vax is not a supplier. Vax is a booking platform that houses lots of suppliers. ALG Vacations includes Apple Travel and Funjet, Southwest Vacations, Blue Sky Tours for Hawaii, and United Vacations. But also in there is our Universal Studios booking, World, Discovery Cove. There's a handful of things in there. Flights within our booking rules, car rentals, and sometimes excursions. So there's a lot of stuff going on in Vax. You can do a full package inside that Vax booking platform. It is limited to properties near airports and or major cities, as we highlighted. Our highest commission impressions, I think they're up around 14-15% of those properties. Other ones pay less. We do not use every supplier listed in Vax. We cannot book Travel Leader Go remember what else is in there. And use Vax Hotel only.
No.
It's really low commission. It may seem like intuitively that's the way to go. Vax Hotel only, and I could see all the hotels. Fun jet travel impressions, you're going to get paid more, and you're going to pay the same price. Anything on Vax?
A lot, but because it's so much, do not think that that's the go all be all. And as Universal Studios and Disney, we do not book Disney there. Sorry, just added that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Universal Studios, you can do ticket only through Vax. You can also do packages with their and but Universal doesn't let you add flights anymore.
No.
They used to, and they don't anymore. Disney does allow flights on the Disney booking platform. There are Disney properties listed in Vax. Please do not book Vax that way. I think there are Southwest vacations, maybe. People are always, people are wanted air. My client wanted air, so I needed to book it together. Honestly, ours as a earmarked agency and a what is the term for it? Authorized Disney vacation planning agency is dependent on our volume booked through DisneyTravelAgents.com.
Plus, there's not a deal a part of that, guys. Same prices you're going to see there, the same prices you're going to see on ETA. So just always.
So really, it's the flight piece. Yeah. We don't earn commission on flights, no matter where you book it, whether the client books it themselves, whether you advise them on a flight to book on their own, whether you package it. That air is non-commissionable, except in rare cases like Sandals Resort. Everybody else, especially Vax, zero commission on the flight piece. So you may think you're helping your client by packaging it, which you might be, but it may also not be the best price for the flight through that platform. So don't get hung up on booking flights, guys. It's one of those things that just ends up being if there's going to be a problem on a booking, it's 90% of the time that happen on the flight. There's going to be a delay or cancellation or something, and then you'll have to deal with it. In 7 years, I booked exactly 2 packages with flights, and my business has not suffered because I don't book flights.
All my Disney bookings, even later, I still went through other places. I found the clients the flights, sent them the link, and that's how they bought it. So it's so much better that way because they have control of it.
Exactly. You don't want to get that flock at night when they've been in the airport for 6 hours waiting for a delayed flight, and then it's canceled, and then they have to rebook. They need to do that on their own because they're the person who's the decision maker. They're the one standing there in front of the stand. So keep that in mind when you're booking on Disney. Classic Vacations is enough. I feel like every agent needs to have a login for. It's not one that you're going to use a ton, but Classic can reach into markets that you may not be able to reach with Vax. It does offer hotels, resorts, vacation homes, and villas, which is kind of a feature that if you have clients who are looking to rent a vacation home, or maybe a bigger family wants to have an apartment or condo in a destination, Classic Vacations can be for that. It's global, so you can find it everywhere. I'm using it right now to book Rome and Barcelona for either end of a cruise. More luxury brands, but they also have tons of comparably priced properties, and you can build and hold quotes in the system. You can it doesn't have to be as linear access, so I am booking Italy at the front end and Barcelona at the back end of this cruise in one invoice, and it's separated by 10 days. So it's kind of nice that you can do that. You can add car rentals, flights within our rules, and excursions all through Classic. And the Great Wolf Lodge properties, not all of them, but a lot of them are available there. One of the interesting things, when you're searching, you need to search by airport code. Even though it may give you the option for a town name drop-down menu, you put the town in and then it'll say no properties found. Yeah. But then if you go to Google and you say, what's the nearest airport to this town? Even if it's a municipal airport, even if it's some little, they only run the FedEx planes, that airport code, if you put it in, is going to populate properties. It's crazy how that works. I've been able to find hotels in my little, only like 2, but in my little town, because there's a little Cessna airfield over here, Price's Airport, and they have an airport code, and it populates the hotels that are here. So keep that in mind when you're booking on Classic. You might have data in your searching, but really, and it's a lovely site. Their properties, they have a lot, so that's a good one to have as an alternate. Vacation Express is kind of my favorite place to book the Caribbean. I used to book a lot of Fun Jet Travel Impressions, and I still use quite a bit. But Vacation Express for me, fantastic platform. It really is only the Caribbean, Mexico. More recently, Maldives, and then Costa Rica is supposed to be summer, I think. Competitive pricing, just free nights at hotels. I just got an email. I have 5 nights at Royalton because my spring breakers just got back from Royalton. 20% commission monthly. So they put a list every month of all the properties that they're offering a on, which is ridiculously high. You book those properties during that month, that's extra 5% commission for you. That's incredible. VE rewards, access to fam trips, promo deals that you can download and share with your clients, marketing. They do include flights, including some charter flights from designated cities, not charters, big hubs have them. You can add excursions. You can do private transfers. Insurance can be added in Vacation Express. It's not as pretty on the properties the way that you can see a lot in Fun Jet or Impressions, but I don't let me. I just go searching on their main website and I see the pictures.
Yep, same.
So it's great. I really like Vacation Express. Comparing pricing for your clients. You just like think that the pricing in fact is the only pricing. Express, great properties, great options, and things are in Vacation Express that are not in Fun Jet and vice versa. So good to look in multiple places. Sandals resorts and beaches. We do not book with other suppliers. Kind of like Disney, our status with Sandals and our very good with Sandals is dependent on booking directly. They have higher commission when you book direct. So why wouldn't you want to book direct? Because you can get up to like 16, 18%. You get an additional 1, 2, or 3% commission on top of the commission when you book certain levels. It's you can earn points to Paradise. So you can take those points and have a stay on Sandals for yourself, which is awesome. They do pay commission on services that are booked through Sandals, and then like wedding packages, excursions through island routes, things like that, all pay commission. So if you book them ahead, not if your client books on property, but if you book them ahead, commissionable. And they have excellent sense of support. They have great BDMs. They have great, just really great with Sandals resorts, and really beautiful properties. And they're adding all the time. They're in the process of opening 2 more beaches resorts, I believe, which is great because those are great for families. And currently there's only 3.
There's 3.
5 shortly.
Or is there 4? There's 3. Yeah. So
there's going to be 5 shortly.
Yeah.
Jamaica and 1 in Turks, but there's going to be 1 in Bahamas, and I can't remember where the other one's going. It's like it's somewhere like exotic, like Curacao or
it's because it's somewhere. I love the way they take care of my clients too. I never worry about my clients when they're at Sandals because I'm like, they're taken care of. This is all good. I love it.
Have you used Points of Paradise to go?
It hasn't, but I have points that are going to expire. So we're looking at calendars because I'm like, we have to take advantage of this because it's such a great opportunity.
As an agent, when you go on Points to Paradise, you get whatever you, and it could be the the lowest level, but it might. When I went last year, we got concierge level, so nice. And then I'll have after June, I'm going to have a ton of points. I'm going to take my husband because he couldn't go last time. So we're looking at doing, I don't know, Curacao, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Oh,
I know.
Love that.
I was talking to the Sandals rep when I was in Vegas last week, and I was asking his opinion. I'm like, so my husband's coming. It's his first time. What's your favorite? And he's like, St. Vincent. You have to St. Vincent. Okay. I think that's where we'll go. Yeah. So that's a really cool too. So Vacation Express is selling a lot of Caribbean. those are going to give you the best perks for you as the agent over and above your commissions and things.
And I love Vacation Express in the sense that for those all-inclusive with that 20% option, because remember, we're not going to get paid commission on flights. So if you bump that commission up to 20%, that's a nice little bonus. I found that for myself because I was very blessed on that. Love that opportunity.
And there's always great properties available on the 20% list. The only month I think they don't do it is December, but every other month of the year, you're going to find great options on that list. And it's along the left-hand side. Once you get your Vacation Express login, down the left side at the bottom, they have links to all the agent rewards and perks and benefits, and also have great groups. If you're into booking groups, Vacation Express has wonderful support for group booking.
Facebook group.
And their Facebook group.
Facebook group. Sorry, I had to bring that up. I always see things going on in there, and I love the fact that their people are on it. Like someone was booking, and they're right there. And then I was watching the other day, and the rep had answered, and then the VP came on, and he's like, you know what? I don't think that's good enough. Let me get.
Yeah, they do. I mean, that's support at a level that other suppliers are not doing. Just on the spot, the way Express does in their Facebook group. Yep. So you can go in and say, my booking, and my client's in destination, and this is a problem, and I'm not getting resolution at the resort, and the service people are on it, and the vice president may be on it. They're taking care of people. Which
it's fantastic. See,
it is. Other options for booking hotels is going to be Delta Vacations. They have a little bit lower commissions. I think they sit around 10%. Not as many options, but and they only fly Delta and their affiliates. Air Canada, I think, is one. KLM, I think, is the other one. But clients can use their Delta Sky Miles and earn Sky Miles on that trip, and they do have some exclusive packages and perks. A client who insists on booking with Delta Vacations because she's really into her Delta Sky Miles. Okay, fine. That's how American Airlines, same way, lower commission, like 10, 11%, limited to American Airlines and their partners, but the client can earn their American Advantage loyalty. Same thing, sometimes packages and perks. If you have clients loyal to certain air brands, Delta, American, and I believe Southwest and United, inside Vax, there's a mechanism in there for loyalty as well. So if you have clients who are super into that, that's those are options for air. But again, we cannot book air only. It has to be packaged with a matching length stay hotel resort.
Yes.
So let's talk about cruise. I'm sure you're looking at this page and going, holy cow, there's a lot of access to tons of cruise lines. Royal Caribbean and Celebrity are both packaged together under Cruising Power. Silver Sea, we're waiting on, they just rejoined Cruising Power. So that's not available for booking, but I am listing it right underneath because you'll see it when you log in to Cruising Power. You go, what, Silver Sea? Silver Sea's not approved for us just yet, and I don't think you can actually in Cruising Power just yet. They stuck it in there like 6 months ago. Done with it. So
yeah, I saw that too.
Just to annoy us. But that's Cruising Power. Royal Caribbean and Celebrity are sister companies. Fantastic cruise lines. Royal Caribbean is kind of like your best midline cruise line, I think, for first-time cruisers especially.
Yes, Brittany calls it Target.
She calls it Target. Okay.
Or Target. Yeah, because it is. It's the basic good for families. It's middle of the line, and she calls Carnival Walmart. Some people love Carnival, so I'm like, dude, don't count it out. But yeah, it's great for families.
Because Holland America, Cunard, and Seabourn are all listed under one source. All of those are sister companies. Actually, Princess Holland America, they're all part of the Carnival Corporation, but Carnival has a separate booking platform. Princess, I love Princess. It's my favorite line. It's not for everybody, but I'm at the age where I don't really need a climbing wall or a racetrack or a flow rider. I just want good cocktails, good food, great entertainment, great sports, and that's why I love Princess. But those are all there. Cunard and Seabourn luxury level. Princess and Holland are a little like above, I think, Royal Caribbean for refineries.
Yes, I would say older crowd, but Princess has really stepped up their game with the.
I
with
think
the,
Princess isn't used to be. Holland
Yeah.
America definitely is a little bit of an older crowd. Hey, we did a last on Holland, and I didn't feel like we were young in that group.
Fantastic. It was
I think
fantastic.
we were kind of in.
Yes, I would say it's a little bit different than Princess, but honestly, each cruise line is going to have its own little thing that people are going to latch onto and love. So don't count something out.
Bookable through DisneyTravelAgents.com are fantastic. If you have never booked a Disney cruise and you're going to book a Disney cruise, you first have to call Disney Travel Agents and have your name added to our gateway list of agents who are selling DCL. Just the first time. Once you've sold a Disney cruise, you can book online, no problem. The first one, you have to call in.
Yep.
And just know that it's a supplier listing that way, but some people just, once they register for Disney, they never refer back to the supplier listing, so they just assume and they get mad.
Yeah, it's one of those things, and it never happens at opportune time. So I always tell people,
yeah, it's always 10 o'clock on a Friday.
Yes. So in the preemptive do it's just want to be added to the cruise line list. That way you go online. But Disney's fantastic. I was on is it the Magic? Yes. That cruise ship was the very first cruise ship in 1998, and that was more gorgeous than I've seen 3-year-old ships. Disney, just wow.
They do it right. They charge you, but they do it right. Carnival obviously has its own booking platform. They have a ton of ships. They range, so do your research. I always search when I'm booking cruises, when was the last refurb? And if it's more than like 6 or 7 years, I maybe look for a different ship. Because they can get tired fast, especially Carnival. People who travel Carnival put the miles on those ships. So
they do not refurb or keep up the way that Disney does. So
the ships are fantastic. Clients who've done Celebrity and Mardi Gras back to back love those ships, love their experience. It's their favorite. So,
and honestly, of all the cruise lines, Carnival is the easiest platform travel agent. They give us discounts on putting gifts in the rooms, and the fun shops are super easy to navigate. Carnival really does it right on that. It's just really know your people and know what their expectations are.
Yeah, we have to match the client. Sea is a European cruise line that has been making moves into the U.S. market the last few years, and they're launching the new MSC World America. It was christened yesterday by its godmother, Drew Barrymore.
Love it.
And Gloria Estefan performed on there. I'm actually, okay, so here's my story. Dueling piano player. He has played on Holland America, and he's taking a contract on MSC on the World America. He starts next Saturday. But currently, his friend Matt is on for the opening week, and he had videos on his Instagram last night of Gloria Estefan performing on the pool deck. That's just so cool. Out, she lives in Miami, so obviously it was, just a short commute for her. But really fun, yeah. So it looks like it's going to be an amazing. Son was over in France last week, a couple weeks ago, actually installing the piano venue there. He was sending me pictures, and it's going to be an amazing ship. MSC, hit or miss on the experience for people. It definitely vibes differently than other cruise lines. And if you're prepared European flair, I really enjoyed it in New York, and I thought it was great.
Yep, it's
Norwegian.
Carnival is opening up their own island too. So they're really getting into that game. So
it's going to be. Yep, because I got a mouse pad in Vegas.
I love it. So
that's going to be great.
The cruise industry, guys, is booming. It is just outstanding.
New ships after new ship, and they are filling. It really doesn't seem to be stopping. And obviously, a standard in the cruise industry, people love for their food. And people become very loyal to cruise lines. They love their status. So keep that in mind when you're booking clients. Norwegian has the heart, I think, but it's getting better. Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
It is getting better, and our BDM is fantastic.
Our BDM is fantastic. I'm changing my mind on Norwegian. I've been kind of anti-Norwegian just because their booking platform was stuff, but they're offering some great things for clients, great experiences. So keep that in mind. Virgin Voyages, adult only cruise line. Younger vibe. They have 3 ships with 2 more on order. So I think they're going to get a total of 5. Those are great. They sail in Europe, Caribbean. Viking, also adults only, ocean cruise, more refined experience. My uncle just did one to go see the Northern Lights in Norway.
Oh, that would be so cool.
So, yeah. Regent Seven Seas, smaller ships, more boutique. Azamara and Oceana, again, also boutique, smaller ships, elevated experience. All of those can be booked direct. We have platforms for every single one of those, except for Silver Sea, which we're kind of waiting on. But every single one of those are cruise lines that are under our list. So you can get access to any of those. The ones that I would recommend would be Royal and Celebrity, maybe Prince Carnival, MSC, Norwegian, maybe Virgin Voyages.
Yeah.
Everything else is going to take a certain client, but
if you have a client who doesn't know what they're looking for and they're kind of just, here are our dates, you can't find anything on a Royal and you're like, oh gosh, I really don't know where to start. Cruise Complete is amazing for that.
Cruise Complete is a platform that's offered through Agent Universe, which is through Travel Leaders Network, our consortia. Once your agent profile is published on Agent Universe, then you can request access to send an email to logins, and they will click that button that gives you access to Cruise Complete. That's kind of like one-stop shopping for cruising. You can book in that platform, or you can do it as kind of a reference point where you can look at everything and then book it in the supplier platform. Either way is fine.
Oh yeah, either way is fine. And plus the cruise space. So Travel Leaders they book all these groups on these cruises and they find them in the Cruise Complete because it says it right there. Add detailing group, what the perks are, if there's any onward credit, things like that. So it's right there. They have distinctive voyages. Sometimes they do competitions to where if you book so many in a time period, they'll get an Amazon gift card. They do all kinds of cool stuff. So it's a great place, a really research tool, booking tool, whatever you want it to be.
Awesome. You can also some river cruises over there, Cruise Complete as well, and some of those American cruise lines that are odd and like the Mississippi River Lakes. But river cruise lines, we have 8. Viking, everybody knows Viking. If you watch PBS, you see the ads all the time. But Avalon, Amma Waterways, and are actually the same company, but 2 different levels of service. Hauk, which is a tour company, but they have river cruises. Uniworld, and Adventures by Disney. Adventures by Disney, I believe, contracts ships from Amma Waterways to provide a family experience. All of these have kind of different vibes. Looking for a river cruise, don't just automatically go to Viking. Look at a couple of them and see if there are offerings that might be better or vibe and feel better. Some of them have a more casual or more modern feel. And coming in 2027, Celebrity is going to have river cruising.
That's right.
And so we don't know exactly where that'll be booked yet, if it's going to be in that cruise form, if it's going to have its own, but that's one that's going to be coming too. So if you have clients who are ocean cruising clients, translating them to a river cruise will be fairly easy if they already know the brand. So that's a really great thing too. That's actually how my uncle got on the Viking ocean cruise, because they had cruised Viking River and were like Viking Ocean.
I like it.
Cool. I love that when they have those mirrored
and it's a loyalty.
It's a loyalty thing for sure. Other cruise lines that you might hear about include American Cruise Line, Victory, Celestial, Atlas, Captain Cook, Pearl Seas, Iceland Pro, Lagoon, Arani. These are all small boutique style. They're booked through days. They are definitely for a specific niche client, but very cool options are inside of other platforms. So if someone says to you, can you book Celestial? We don't book direct with Celestial, but you might find that itinerary inside Pleasant Holidays. So knowing where to look is really helpful when it comes to these kind of oddball requests. Windstar, we can't book direct. Windstar is a that has ocean liners like regular cruise line ships, but also ocean sails on them, like sailboats by their Windstar. So they have some of that kind and some of the other. They're small ships, not that many people on board, more boutique experiences. Ritz-Carlton Yacht we can book if you have anybody wanting that. And then for G Adventures, Abercrombie and Kent and Alexander Roberts, they have really cool small ship experiences like around the Greek Isles or around Tahiti. Kent has Crystal Cruises. which gets asked for periodically. So really interesting waterborne options for your clients, lots and lots. So you thought we only had celebrity and royal and carnival and princess, but we have a whole lot. There's a lot available. So the other things we book as agents are Disney parks, Disney properties, including Disney World, packages, tickets, special events. Those should only be booked through the DTA website, as we mentioned. You can book other global Disney properties by calling DTA on the Disney Travel Agents website. You scroll way to the bottom. There's a little box that says other Disney properties, something like that. When you click on that, it pops up like Disneyland Paris and Tokyo Disney, and it will tell you what the procedure is for accessing bookings for those properties. Universal Studios, same thing. Packages in Florida and California, they're booked in VAX. Understand what those tickets are before you book them. I think Universal Studios has the best ticket system of the parks.
It's definitely a learning curve, and you really start to sell it because
Express Pass is a fully separate thing. It has regular park tickets and hopper tickets, and so one is kind of like the smaller version and the other is the bigger version. Tickets and multi-day tickets, and then they have these Express Pass tickets which go on top of the existing ticket. They are not separate, so you have to have this one to get the Express Pass added on top. It's really neat. Ticketing, do the Universal training if you're going to sell. There's training in VAX and there's outside training through Disney, through Universal
Partner
Community Partners.
Yeah, because it's not just multi-day. You've got because if your client wants to ride the Hogwarts Express, they better have a multi-park pass. I'm just saying. Right. So it would be a however many day 2 park pack. Yeah,
park to park versus park to park. A park and a park. You need the park to park so they can. Universal's ticketing is wacky. Do the training.
Yes.
We also have access to other parks like SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, Legoland, Discovery Cove, Great Wolf Lodge, Sesame Place. We do not have access to Six Flag properties, Dollywood. What's on out in California? I can see the logo and I can't tell you what it is. Farms.
Yeah, I can't.
Anyway, we don't have that one either. Again, can get things in Viator or Project Expedition on a one-off kind of situation, but not always available. There's not a place you can go get those tickets. Sometimes people will ask for those kind of things. Could not have a supplier for those, but we do have lots and lots of theme parks. If you're going to think you're not going to sell Disney, because a lot of people, it's not their bag, you should still have a log, because just because you think that you're not going to promote Knott's Berry Farm. Thank you, Cindy said.
Yep. Thank you.
I knew it was a farm.
Says that we both got farm right.
Yes. Knott's Berry Farm. So you may think you're not going to sell Disney. You're like, I'm going to focus on cruise and all inclusives. And then out of the blue, someone will say, I want to take this to Disney.
Yep.
And you need to know what you're doing there. So do the get the login so you have it if you think you're not going to book it.
Yep.
Talk about fit travel or flexible independent travel. This is the type of travel where your clients say, I want to tour Europe. I want to go to Australia. I want to do Yellowstone. Yes. And this is something you're going to have to create that itinerary on your own. You're going to ditch the flights, the hotels, the tours, the excursions, any transportation as requested by the traveler in lots of different supplier options. We can use FunJet, Travel Impressions, Kensington, big fan of Kensington, Avanti. Ooh, I attended a great session with me in Vegas, and man, they have really stepped up their game with being able to put all the components in one platform, and then they have an app for your clients, and they're cool. They have just, like in the last 3-4 months, elevated their game. If you've not checked out Avanti, Europe Express also does buildable itineraries. Like your clients don't really want to be part of a group tour, but they want to see countries and you want to build it yourself. Europe Express is a way to do that. Scepter is Classic is another one. Pleasant Holidays. I just used Pleasant Holidays for Costa Rica. It was great. I know a lot of people have been using it for Hawaii. It's also great for that. Rail Europe is a rail options. Helps maybe in travel impressions or in clients by buying the rail tickets from one city to another. Rail Europe is a way we can do that. Viator for excursions, Project Expedition for excursions. You can build out really cool itineraries. You can use our direct platforms, Marriott or Hilton, and build out a really customized trip for your clients by using a variety of suppliers. So we have lots that do it where you can do it independently, each piece geared out, or you can talk to companies like Kensington, Europe Express, or Scepter, or Classic, and they can do it for you. You can tell them this is what client wants. They will build it out for you, and then you can tweak it from there. I'm doing that right now for Italy with some clients. They gave me a huge list of everything they wanted to do, and I kind of structured it, sent it off to Scepter, and Scepter is doing a really don't have to be an Italy expert to do a great Italian for them.
Love it.
So it's really fun. It's the kind of travel that a lot of people want these days. They want to do something different than being on a tour with 20 others. So keep that in mind when you have clients who want that type of travel. These are the suppliers. If you need assistance, navigate, email me and I will assist. We also have lots of tours for companies that offer the kind of trips that clients don't have to think about it. They don't themselves. They can just follow the leader and go along. The planned itineraries and group travel can be booked with Europe Express, Globus. Cosmos is a division of Globus. It's like their less expensive brand. Alexander & Roberts, Kensington, Adventures by Disney, Journeys, which is part of Pleasant Holidays. Avanti has package tours, CI Ireland and the UK. Abercrombie and Kent for your more luxury clients. Scepter, rail bookers that work with groups. There's some that do national parks, Xanterra, I think those national parks. A lot of suppliers that you can go in and just pick an itinerary, put your on it, and you're good to go. Each one is going to have a different kind of focus. So if you're looking for a specific place, either search on the Facebook group, because a lot of people ask those questions. Where do I go to find a trip to India? Someone's probably asked that. So search India in the Facebook group and you'll get a list of suppliers that go there. Central Holidays is not on that list. Central Holidays does the East. So if you have clients that want to go to Egypt or something like that, Central Holidays would be the one to go to. But we have lots of, and I think we have a few more that are going to be coming. That's a space where we're going to be building some more options. So that's going to be really great. Whereas typically you can read the supplier list or the get into each supplier, see what they offer. Some can be as few as 8 people. Some can be like people of like 30 to 40 people. So make sure you understand that fine print and what type of tours are offered, and then your clients can pick from those. And the pricing varies across that too. Lots of budget-friendly options and then a lot more expensive options. And then there's Intrepid and G Adventures. I'm gonna go back to that just for a second. Intrepid and G Adventures definitely have tours that lean into like that 18 to 35 range. So if you have young travel, if they're staying in a youth hostel or camping or doing kind of more culturally immersive and more roughing travel, more hiking, Intrepid are great for that too. Vacation rentals. We get this question all the time. Can we book Vrbo? No, we cannot. Airbnb and Vrbo do not work travel agents. A few years ago, when I was a newer agent, Vrbo was available sick.
Yep.
And then they severed that relationship because they just are focusing on their consumer products. We work with Classic Vacations, the Haven Collection. There are some vacation properties listed in FundJet, like max out your number of guests and then scroll all the way to the bottom. If that destination has cons or vacation rentals available, that's where you would find them. And pleasant holidays. The reasons we don't work with Airbnb and Vrbo are that we can't guarantee that those properties are what they're represented to be. Top Villas, Classic, Haven have all vetted these properties, have already done their due diligence. That is a hard word.
Due diligence.
So that we know that when we're booking a property through the Top Villas, that property is going to be exactly as it's represented to be. You may not get that with Airbnb and Vrbo. I had my husband's business partner last year, spring break, not 2024, but 2023. They were, no, it was 20 years ago, not this year, 2025. Either way, they were driving to the house they rented on Vrbo of Alabama, somewhere down there, Gulf Coast. They got from Michigan to Tennessee and got an email that their property had been canceled. No reason, no recourse. They were halfway there with a loaded car full of kids and stuff and had to scramble, find something else. And I'm not sure how that shook out financially, but if that could happen, that's really scary.
Honestly, I see a lot of that. I'm in all the Disney groups. That's just me. And I see that. I see that so many times that the VRBOs and Airbnbs cancel on them. And that's terrifying to think you would spend that kind of money for a Disney vacation and possibly be, especially in, I think one time I saw it and it was like Christmas week. Like, oh.
Yeah. Or you get there and the property is not what the picture showed it to be. It's dirty, it's broken furniture, it's, the pool is working, whatever you reserved isn't what you think. And there really isn't a way, Top Villas, Classic, and Haven, to resolve conflicts, to deal with things that aren't what they expect. But you don't have that with Vrbo and Airbnb. And I know they can be cheaper, but sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're comparable.
Yep, it's a big action to have. I would rather have guaranteed and pay a little bit more or the equal amount than to be able to chance that. So terrifying.
Yep. So that kind of comes to the end of our supplier listing. Obviously, there's a supplier list than we talked about today, but we just want to give you an overview in there what you can do as an agent. A lot of people love to stick with their suppliers, and that's fine. But grow, you'll want to expand out and incorporate more into your arsenal of buyers that you have at your access. Always make sure that if you're going to work with suppliers, you're going to do some work on the weekends that you've requested the supplier logins if you need to from before the weekend, because you may not get one until Monday. So I want to make sure that you take care of that ahead of time. Next, we're going to talk about marketing. That will totally take me into. I'm going to remove that from the stage. Oh, you did. We did at the same time. I just 5 boxes of flyers from Princess for Alaska to promote the cruise. Cruise for 25, 26. All these cruises do promotions. Best way to promote or that. Actually, we talk about it now since you brought it up. I feel like cruise shopping is like shopping at Kohl's.
Yeah.
I mean, really, there's hardly any people who are paying the rack rate. There's some type of promotion going on, but that can vary. It can be, second guest is 60% off and kids sale free, or it can be 20% off, or whatever. There's always a deal going. It's going to vary their promotions all year long. Right now, Princess has a sale that runs till the end of April. And that's, I can't remember what it's called, their spring fling sale or something.
Spring.
Right. But sometimes there are sales that pop up that are only a weekend.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're only on itineraries. You really have to be watching the cruise lines and maybe be email list so that you're getting those notifications. Follow their social media.
And I do get those boxes of those bunch of promotional materials. That is just 1 second to make sure that every marketing that you have has your or something on it. What I do for a lot of the promotional materials is I have stickers. With my business, name, my contact, and everything, because a lot of those will come just blank, and I'll have a lovely space for it. So I just buy the stickers. They're cheap on Vistaprint, and I think Vistaprint's always branded. That's my big
right, because you don't want them to find the cruise they love on Princess, and then you want them to book it through.
yes.
So make sure that you are ending yourself on everything. But yeah, the hard thing with packaging and promos is that they have a finite shelf life. So they're only good for a month, a week, whatever. So one of the things that that you need to make sure that you do whenever you're promoting a special rate, find it Vacation Expo Jet, find it on cruise line, you need to say starting at for the lowest prices, because a lot of times when they promote that, like starting at $3.99 per person, that is a guaranteed room, and it doesn't include taxes and port fees. It does not include gratuities, include any add-ons, drink packages, things like that. So you need to make sure that you're saying starting at, that is not the price. It is the lowest with nothing on it. And you need to say that prices are subject to change and are subject to availability. Because if there's only, right now, Sandals is running their 777. They do that, but 7 properties, 7% off for 7 days. But those are room type, and there might only be 10 of those available. So once those 10 room types are gone at the 7% sale price, there aren't any more.
But I do like the 5 for 25, 26, because that gives you some time.
Give you like general information, for specific pricing. Make sure you're being very cautious.
Very cautious, and the word starting at needs to be everywhere. Okay, I think this would be a good
I've had Travefy have hardly done the training. Really, what you need to do is you need to do the training with Travefy. You need to really fully understand the plan you're using. We're not directly affiliated with any of those platforms, Travefy, Travel Joy, anything like that. We let you know that they're out there, but we don't have a dog in the fight, so we don't really.
Yes. So now I'm
typically I don't know how they do those payments.
So for No Travel Joy, I'll put supplier payment, and what that does is that credit card authorization form, and it sends it to me. So I take that information and I enter the payment with the supplier payment is different than the direct payment I know on Travel Joy. It traveled me, which I do not want. I want the payment to go to the supplier. So that'll be that authorization form, and I'll use that to make the payment on the supplier. Or with the supplier.
Just from this is just a thing. Never take into your own personal accounts and then pay them out. That is so risky. An agent called this week and was asking about that specific thing. Was like, can I and then make the payment myself? Please don't do that. That is so much risk for you. If they cancel, you're just a whole world of scary. So
but what happens if your account's hacked and you lose access to your account, and then you have to come up with your client's funds? That's I'm not there. But typically, supplier payment means that your payment to the supplier. But go through the training with that platform and make sure you understand.
You can schedule live training anytime, and you can ask all those questions directly from the agents. Carlos wants to know Expedia Tap or hotels. Expedia Tap, I would say no. We're probably never getting it.
Getting it back.
Bad for agents. They're another one that does not pay in a timely manner. If at all. Sometimes they just don't. They can cancel hotels and things right out from under your clients. It's considered more than when we book through a direct or even through Vax, which is a very well established company. Expedia Tap is the bottom of the booking mechanism. So if you go to a hotel and you arrive through Expedia or Expedia Tap, those are the first properties bookings that can get canceled out if they're overbooked. They're off those bot tier bundlers and discounters because they're not getting a price for that room. They're getting the retail price of someone who walks in the door. So those can get canceled by the hotels, and they don't pay the or timely, and a huge they don't deal with fraud. It's a really terrible platform for agents and what people offer it. Tablet, I'm not familiar with, but I can look into Tablet. I don't know anything about that at all.
Put that in
But
the notes.
I'm putting it down.
She's getting a sticky note.
I'm getting a sticky. Yeah, I get so many sticky notes in Vegas. I am like set for a while. And look how cute these are. I get these little like highlighters. This is Crystal Grand Hotel in Los Cabos, and this is my new. I have so many things from Vegas to swag.
On the Disney cruise.
Dude, I wouldn't even write on them. I just like have them on my desk and look at them.
I can't use them. That's like my Disney ones too. I have a really cute book of Disney. Yeah, I just can't. I'm like, oh, they're so cute. Yeah.
What happens if you're built and eats your client's money? Yes, no.
Yes, don't take that chance. Don't take that chance.
Nope. It's best to take. I mean, I'm conscientious about my clients' information about security and privacy, and so they know that it's a single use. I take their credit card, make their deposit, and then
I love
item. These are all credit card numbers that have been generated.
Yep.
I share them right away, and then if they need me to make a different payment, I just get the credit card again. Do the same process.
So, but I always recommend the credit card authorization form. Always.
Yes, that too.
Safeguard yourself. Please do so, because if your client does a chargeback, you have that form. Put it back for you, and it's have that form. Always thing. Here we go. Here's a question.
Do we know if there's a plan of adding a feature where we send a link through our portal or maybe through their client profile to add payment? Be super convenient, great for. I will say that we have talked about that. I don't know if it's still on the docket because our wish list is long of things we'd like to see happen,
Yes.
and the priority is no's. We're not on the tech side, on the interfacing with agents side, but that would be a great feature. I will say that we are not going to have a mechanism to hold
The credit
card number in a secure, because in the 10 years since our old portal, in the 10 years since that portal was created, this new one was born, the rules about holding on to people's data have changed immensely. And the security level to hold client data like that would be I don't think that's going to happen. You just have to take it every time for now. But
yes.
Travefy, Travel, of those do have, because they're bigger companies who only focus on these platforms, they have the means to hold client data like that.
They do. They even
when
I send my client an option for them, like one of their an itinerary. I can't even talk today. I send them that. I can automatically send them a link to the credit authorization form. So they approve it, then I can get that information. But do it on your own is easy too. I was going to say I've been doing it on my own for how long, so not a problem there. But yeah, in the future we do have a tech wish list. I've got to say, and things are always coming and changing. So who knows? Okay, and this was for me, Marge. Asked me, basically send me an email, new agent support, put attention Becky, and I will look at that for you. I will never understand why it shows you 80%, but it shows me 80% needs me. I will never understand. Yep. So if it just doesn't show everybody else, let me know. I will happily help you get your profile to 100% so you can get it published.
Exactly.
And leads for that are coming daily. So please take advantage of that. Make your agent profile as amazing as you can. I see new names all the time for your email address up to date because it's important.
Cool. All right. So next week we're going to talk marketing. I attend some really great sessions in Vegas. So I have some new content to bring to the marketing conference because I learned some things myself. So you guys ever have the chance to get to a conference where you sit down and listen to speakers, absolutely do that. I got to interface with a lot of suppliers. The Avanti sit down was fantastic, and it was a great way for me to go, oh my gosh, that's a supplier that I have, but I don't really use because I don't think about it. I think about other ones first. So Avanti is definitely on my radar again, and I'm going to do their training. Their tech is pretty cool. So keep that in mind when you're looking at suppliers as well. But if I want to go to a conference, host agency review, host agency reviews website lists all.
Travel Agent Academy lists all the training and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Cruise 360 through CLIA. Travel Leaders Edge Conference sells out. So if you ever want to be a part of that, make sure you're paying attention to the emails. Well, I think I'm going to talk to my husband first. Tried to do it the next day. It was sold. What?
So be ready to make those decisions. And fam trips, because we do great training there too. Join us. Our fam trip is coming in November, and it's still open. To be part of it. There are people who were looking for roommates. So if you are someone who wants to go, but maybe wants to split with another agent, let us know, and we can keep our ears to the ground to other agents who may be looking. So that's that. All right, guys. Have a fantastic weekend. I'm going to see my kid do Shakespeare. It's so fun. She's doing Julius Caesar.
And what cookies are you making?
I'm going to make, so for those of you who don't know, my daughter's a theater kid, and both kids are actors. Well, my daughter's a voice actor, similar. She's not in plays as often though. But anyway, I do show cookies, and they're always themed to the show that they're in. Because Julius Caesar, I think I'm going to go the easy way and do just round sugar cookies, and then frost them with the laurel that Caesar always, the green leaf laurel. They're not doing it in togas and that they're contemporary clothing, but I think that's the way I'm going to. It'd be like a bloody knife or something. I don't know. It seems kind of morbid. Although I did do a pitchfork through a dog once.
I think that's
curious incident.
That's the Latin that everybody knows is E tu Brute. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Yes. So she's playing so I don't know how many lines she has, but she's and they're doing it in contemporary clothing. So
that'll be fun. We'll tell her good luck and have a blast. I'm excited.
We never say good luck, we say good luck.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Sports mom, what is that called? Mathlete mom. But yeah, none of my kids did the plays, and that makes me so sad because I used to love the theater when I was a kid.
It is fun. It is really, really fun.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for attending. We enjoy our launch every week. We have a great time.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Hi.
There I am.
All right, this is so weird. My computer all of a sudden tells me that only Google Chrome supports StreamYard. I never use Google Chrome. I use, what do I use? Firefox.
I use Firefox too.
That was, yeah, it told me that it wouldn't support it. So, background, which meant I would have to show you my bedroom, which y'all don't want to because my bed is not made. So it's quite yet remove, but it's ready to go. Great. So there we go. Hi. Welcome to launch, but hopefully we will find better rhythm. Oh my gosh.
That's
just feels like a Monday today. Ooh, there's not one. My setup is so different. It's weird. I'm sorry. There we go.
Fine.
It's not Chrome user. I used to be, and I don't know why I switched to Firefox years ago. That's my go-to now. So, hi, I'm Marge. See you guys.
Yes, I can't tell you, it does not work as well on Google Chrome. I had so many technology problems on it, so this is much better on Firefox. So who knows? And I did
Maybe
that
it's a today glitch. It might just be a today thing. So yeah, weird. So your background's fine. How cool is that?
In the springtime, I needed some springy weather, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I am so done. I mean, it's here. It's not quite as warm as I'd like it to be. But anyway, we're just babbling. Today we are going to talk about marketing. And if you have attended this market session before, or if you've watched the recordings, this is going to be completely brand new. I spent this last week revamping the marketing presentation because I had a really great session in Vegas and all things that I knew, but really we hadn't talked about, needed to be moved into this this presentation for you guys. So hopefully value in it. It'll be something that will help your business, and I'm really excited to share it with you. So on that note, I'm going to move this up, adding it to the stage. Marketing your new travel business. So some of us I can see from who's in the stream today are brand new. Some people have been with us a little while. So you may be already in the process of starting to market, or you may have no idea and you haven't even started. So hopefully this will hit some chords for you. Hi, Brandon. So with that, why is marketing important? Why is it not enough to just say, I hope everybody comes and buys your product? It is because you need to attract new clients, reach travelers who want expert personal support. Marketing will do that for you. It's going to help you build trust to show your value and experience so that you can earn that client confidence. It's going to help you promote your services, keep clients aware of what you offer and why it matters. And Becky and I both experienced this. There were people when we started our businesses who thought we only booked Disney. Yes, we book everything. We book all the things. So, I mean, we definitely have expertise. He's much more of a Disney expert than I am. But you don't want someone not to come to you because they think you can't do what they're looking for. You definitely want to promote your services, make sure they know what you do. Be authentic. Let your real personality shine, because people will connect with people. As much as they want that trip to Spain or that cruise, if they like you, you present yourself in a way that's attractive to them, that authenticity will shine through and attract clients. It will help you to stay competitive, stand on those booking sites with that real human value, build relationships, stay top of mind with past and future clients, keeping up with trends, new ideas, and staying relevant to inspire booking, and then of course to boost your online presence using digital tools to be seen, trusted, and chosen. So that is my market. One of the things that came out of this session that I did in Vegas, and I thought this was such a great way to think about the way we approach our businesses, is to clarify your why. Why are you doing this? Why is this your chosen path, profession, business, whatever? Your personal why is the heart of your travel business, and that's moving forward. It's going to give you direction during those slow seasons and tough clients, or when you're overwhelmed. You refer back to, why am I doing this? And that will encourage you to move on. Common whys for agents are freedom to work from anywhere. And I've both popped out our computers on cruise ships or resorts or places where we've been on vacation. That's incredible. Extra for your family. If this is a second job or third, something that's going to help fund college or allow you to travel, spend more time with your family, that can be a motivator. More personal travel. You've always wanted to see the world, and you're going to use that. Or helping others. If you're the person that loves to help others create memories and put them together, that may be your why. But understanding what that is and looking introspectively is going to help you to motivate those moves forward. And you're rooted in your why, your marketing becomes more intentional, and your business becomes clear and more aligned. I posted the picture. That's my family. Girl on the left is my son's girlfriend, and they're moving into an apartment together. It's so different. I'm like, marry that girl. And he's like, oh, we want to live together first. I'm like, anyway, digress. But that's my why. Time with my family, travel with my family. And then, of course, a retirement plan for me, making sure we live comfortably into our aging years. And then, of course, travel more. When we didn't travel a lot when the kids were being able to travel more is definitely one of my whys. So if y'all know what your why is, that's going to be helpful. And if you want to share it in the comments, we'd love to know. Where is my button? It's not the Chrome. So at the end of the day, the importance of marketing your business is going to be the engine behind your growth. If you don't market, you'll stay where you are. It's going to bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. And without consistent marketing, even the best services go unnoticed. And I found that before, but my kids are actors, right? And they're really talented. But if they're not putting themselves out there, who's going to know how talented they are? Yeah. And you're like, too. You may be fantastic at booking or destination weddings or the perfect Disney trip. But if you're not marketing that, how are people going to know that?
That's right.
We have to be creative. And we are going to talk about the type of marketing that does cost money. And the reason we're going to do that is because the models are changing in the world. And we want to make sure that we're covering all types of marketing. Stopping advertising to save money is like stopping your watch to save time. Harry Ford said that. Chicken girl, I landed. All the time. So, navigating travel marketing in the modern age. Travel marketing has evolved, relying on free strategies and income strategy. If you're only doing free marketing, that can work for ultimately, we want to look at the whole picture of marketing. Free methods can be effective, but we want to use a more layered, intentional investment. Many advisors, when they think marketing, get overwhelmed and they don't have direction. Common missteps include throwing content out like spaghetti at the wall, just hoping something sticks. I just throw a bunch of things on Facebook and maybe something will catch on. Following trendy advice without understanding your unique brand audience. What works for me is not going to work for Becky. It's not going to work for Brandon. It's not going to work for Mark. You need to make sure that you understand what your unique brand is so that you can market effectively. Copying other agents without knowing what's going to work, and then only using those free tools and avoiding investment that really fuel your growth. You need to be open to both. Marketing decisions should be made on facts and not feelings. Clarity beats chaos every time. And facts, numbers, and the return on investment. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But people make decisions on feelings, but you need to make like buying decisions, but you need to make decisions on facts. Cool? Awesome. So we're going to talk about the types of marketing, organic versus paid. I think that's your free marketing. That's going to be an investment of your time and investment of your energy. That's going to be on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, groups and communities, your agent profile. Methods that we're going to use are SEO. If you're not familiar, that's search engine optimization, word of mouth, long and micro content forms. And the key to success will be to stay visible, to post consistently, and to show up. Video is the new thing. Video reigns supreme, especially when it's purposeful, includes clear calls to action. Think about your own experience. I know you do this, Becky, because you are a TikTok girl. You are much more engaged by a video than a still picture, right? Or something that you can swipe through, like a carousel. Yeah. Something that engages on a different level than just an ad. Video is going to be a big component, and don't be afraid of that. We're going to talk about that. Marketing, which is a financial investment, is a type of marketing that costs money, generally less energy, which is depends on what you value, time or money. Tools can be things like meta ads through Meta in Facebook and Instagram. Google PPC. PPC stands for pay per click. YouTube ads, direct mail, influencer. The goal is to capture leads with paid marketing and grow your email list. Those best practices are going to be to use smart track return on investment. That's what ROI is. How much it costs, how much am I getting out of it, and does it make sense? Google ads linked to optimized landing pages, paid vendor booths at events, business cards, anything that costs money is going to be your paid marketing. Anything that is free is going to be your organic marketing. Cool. Questions? I love that. Emma's alerted her why she's always dreamed of travel, seeing the world, and helping people plan their dream travels. That's awesome. Okay, keep looking for a button that's not there. I'm so frustrated. So with organic marketing, organic is that free marketing. And the platforms you're going to focus on are Facebook and Instagram. Those are great for building brand awareness, sharing clients, trip inspirations, destination highlights. Instagram stories and reels will have visibility. Those are going to be those quick action. People are consuming less and less content. They want it in small bites. So those are going to be your Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, which we'll get in a second. YouTube is a powerful search engine for travel planning. Tons of people go onto YouTube trying to figure out how, or a resort, or a cruise. I follow several cruise news pages myself, just self-aware of the industry. Some of those people that post are incredibly knowledgeable, and it's a great resource. Keep that in mind for research for the future. But nation overviews, how-to videos, travel tips, those are going to build trust and showcase your expertise. TikTok, fast-growing and trend-driven. Share fun, quick tips, behind-the-scenes content, personal travel moments to connect with a wider audience. Groups and communities, Facebook groups or online forums are excellent places to build trust, offer value, and be seen as a go-to expert. And then Agent Profiler in our Travel Leaders platform. Travel Leaders is our consortia. That Agent Profiler is a tool to increase your visibility on travel directories. It's like you can go and look up agents in their area, agents who have expertise in certain topics, and make sure your profile is complete, professional, keyword optimized. We're all going to use a combination. I'm not a TikTok person. I never post on only because it's not where my clients are. But I do use groups. I'm in a couple of local, in my town, like community groups. And when people ask travel, those are great to jump in and share your expertise. I'm on a Michigan wedding group for people who look for honeymoons or destination weddings. That's a great place to find people. What do you use, Becky?
Okay, so I use Meta. I'm on TikTok quite a bit, but that's more for personal things because my clients are today not that young, but
yeah,
it's nice to use it to see what the trends are because they do a lot of travel agents do lives on TikTok.
Yeah,
and it's interesting to see what they're saying and things like that. So I love to stay on top of all trends because just it keeps me informed. I'm in a Facebook group I'm in several local Facebook groups, and I like to do events and things like that. So there's a lot of things you can use for marketing. Agent Profiler is a great free tool that we used to have before. So it's awesome that's included in the membership.
Yeah. Marge says she just started Microsoft through the Nextdoor app. It's cool to think outside the box. I know agents use LinkedIn. Every time that a new platform emerges, it becomes a place. And there's other, you can market through apps. You can market through, other, what are those called? Those are short content platforms, social media platforms. There's just lots and lots of ways. Yeah. Creative is definitely part of what works for you and where you're going to reach the people that you want to reach.
Because that's
organic methods that matter are SEO, engine optimization. You can have incredible content out there, and the most beautiful website and a really engaging blog, but if it's not searchable, it's not going to be effective. So make sure that you use keywords that travelers are actually Googling, like family resorts in Costa Rica or Italy travel tips. There's some great ways to figure out how to do search engine optimization. You can actually leverage the AI. Google has Gemini, ChatGPT is another one. You can, if you're not familiar with SEO, you can go in and ask, how do I, on my own, maximize my SEO for my business? Make sure that your Google profile is published, that you have one, so that, that you do come up in Google, and it leads to your website, your Facebook, whatever platform you're using. Posts and word of mouth are also excellent. Happy clients are your best marketing tool. And for reviews, don't just wait for them to give them. People don't think about it. But if they've had a great experience and they've verbalized that too, that man, that was such a great trip and we had so much fun, I'd hear it. Would you give me a referral if I send you a link? And they can do that. They can give it, they can even, email, and you can drop it into your website, whatever, to get those referrals so that you can share those with the public. Because as much as you can show yourself to be an expert and to be great at what you do, when someone else says that you're great, they value that person's opinion more. So if their friends are great, then they're going to come to you. And make sure that you thank your top clients often, that you engage with them, that you talk to them. That's going to keep them coming back year after year. Long form and micro content. We talked about video being the most important type of sharing in social media. Blog posts, email newsletters, and in-depth video will help educate and convert serious long form. Things that you write out, things that you share clients that they read. YouTube videos are longer, a few minutes. Those are the things that will convert serious planners. Micro content are your social media posts, short reels. That keeps top of mind. Sometimes what we're doing, we're not just posting for the hoping to a client. What we're posting for is to build a relationship in that social media space. So 6 months down the road, 3 months down the road, when they're ready to plan, they go, oh yeah, I've been seeing that Becky is posting on her Facebook about being a travel agent. I should call her. It's reinforcing video that comes up on Instagram or something, and you watch it and you're like, oh, I want to see the whole thing. And then you have to follow the link that gets you the whole video. That's part of what micro content is it's that teaser, it's that taste of what you have. So those are great ways to engage with people, but those are going to be your most important methods. So key to success: stay visible, show up where your clients hang out regularly. So if you have Facebook user clients, that's where you're going to want to focus your video or your posts, your content. If you are younger and you are really into the TikTok world, focus. So you need to know where your clients are so that you can be where they are too. Post consistently. You don't have to post daily, but create a schedule that you can stick to, and always curate your own content. Do not use auto posting services. We used to, before we were educated, services like Branch Up. Branch Up will auto post from all of our areas, and they put beautiful things out into the world, and Virgin Voyages is on there, and Royal Caribbean's on there, and Sam is on there, and they will automatically for you on a timely schedule you select, and they're like, oh, this is so easy. Well, the downside, when you post a Royal Caribbean auto post from Branch Up, so are 80,000 other travel in the United States. And when there's that all at the same time posting, it's going to read to the algorithms as spam, as business content. So it's going to be pushed down, encourage you to now buy ads so that your stuff can be seen. And if you don't want to do that, then you need to be posting your own content that you made yourself. You can take their post and figure it in a platform like Canva or something and then repost it. Don't use an auto posting service if you want to be marketing your business. And show up authentically. People buy from people. Share your personality, your travel, your values, your story. Be a person, not just a brand. And I can tell you, there's a lot of fear. People get very self-conscious about putting things out there, but people want to see you and they want to engage with you. Messy hair, we need your ears are drooping. Post it because you want to work with real people. Don't try to be perfect. Be authentic. Be present and active on the platforms or in the spaces where your ideal clients spend the time consistently. And we just said that. Know who your ideal clients are, but too. If you love TikTok, but you know that you want to be working with clients who really reside in the Facebook space, then maybe that kind of sleepy account you have on Facebook and be more engaging. You can reach a lot of people on Facebook and Instagram. If your clients use Facebook, post helpful travel tips, promotions, and ideas there. If they're in a local community, join and engage without being salesy. You don't want to push it, but you want to be an expert. If then go ahead and send newsletter consistently with value add content. If they scroll Instagram or TikTok, destination inspiration, travel reels, planning ideas, all of that can go there. The goal is to keep your travel business top of mind so when they're ready to book, they think of you first. It's not always about constant selling. It's about being present and building trust over time. Does that make sense?
Okay. Super important. Love it.
So again, video is king. Trust. It showcases your energy and personality. It builds engagement because people engage with videos far quicker than they will something flat. And it's also favored by most social platforms' algorithms. So the algorithms will lift up video over flat things. So keep that in mind. What to include in your videos? Clear, intentional, on calls to action. You'll see that abbreviated as CTA. That action is something that makes them respond to you. For example, DM me to plan your next cruise. Join my email list for exclusive offers. Comment list to get my free packing list. How many of you follow people on Instagram and they offer some free thing? Follow, say pants to get the link to these pants. I do it all the time. I'm easily influenced, but people like free things. So if you can send them a link to top 5 travel tips for Italy, or what to know about what's that ETIA, whatever that new thing that's coming that you have to have, or Europe, but top 3 things. Yeah. What to know. What travel docs do you need? But ways to engage that you're telling them to do something. It could be a poll. It could be ask me anything while you're packing for your trip. You could be live and be like, I'm packing for my cruise. Ask me anything. And people can engage. Engagement is really important because that establishes, again, that relationship. Keep it simple. You do not need a setup. Use your phone, good lighting, and a confidence. I will say one of my favorite things that I got in Vegas, they give you the swag when travel shows. I have pens, I have so many pens that came from, this one's actually really nice. This one's from the Cayman Islands. I know that's your favorite place. This pen writes like tip. It's great. But anyway, ALG gave us these. This is a ring light that goes on your phone.
I love that.
It can be as simple as that. You don't have to have a professional studio to be creating engaged content. So use your phone, good lighting, and be confident and smile, because smiling is good. Okay, so now we're going to talk about paid marketing. This is the other side of the coin. Paid marketing does not bankrupt you, or that you're going to have to get a loan or anything like that, but it is going to amplify your reach with intention. Tools that you can use for paid include meta ads. Those run on Facebook and Instagram. They're perfect for targeting based on interest, travel graphics, and target. You can select the where people live. People who've indicated in their Facebook profile that they're into tennis or they're into cruising or they're into baking, whatever you want to narrow this niche down to. You can target that on Facebook and Instagram. And they're actually not that expensive. I usually run like a 2-week ad for $25 or $30. It's not relative to like traditional advertising. Google pay-per-click is a little bit more. That's going to appear in search results when someone is active looking for travel services or destination. So like if they type in travel agent in Fenton, where I live, I would have to be optimized on that first page. But you can pay to have yourself move up. So you ever look up something and it's like the 4th thing on the list because 3 things above it that are kind of related but aren't really the thing. Make click on that first one by mistake because you think you're getting your search. Those are the paid pay-per-click. Means that they come up and they get clicked on. Okay. You do that as travel agent. You can keep it small and geographical, but you can definitely pay to get in a Google search. YouTube ads, run short video ads before travel related videos. Great for brand exposure and destination promotion. We have an agent in our agency who is a huge fan of Excellence Resorts, and she posts YouTube videos all the time, and she also runs YouTube ads. So that attracts her clients, and she gets a lot of them. Direct mail campaigns, a well-designed postcard or brochure can make a big impact, at least for high-end luxury travel. So if you're targeting those Viking River cruise or people who are going to want to go on like a safari, things like that, you make clients, direct mail campaigns are effective for them. Influencer partnerships, collaborate with micro influencers or travel in line with your niche to promote your brand to their engaged audience. And then personal branding. It's one thing to have a logo on your Facebook page, but you need to have it on business cards. You need to have ordered a sweatshirt from me because I hate t-shirts and they never have great tops for women, and a t-shirt for my husband with my business slogan on the back, because those kind of things are really helpful. Sticker. There should be a logo on your car that has your information. Use QR codes. One of my agents that I just had in our Elevate class, I had a card. He's doing so great. When he cruises, he wears in the airport his very bright, it's white, and on the back it's got like bright colors on it, and has QR code for his cruises, and they really focus on cruising, although he's doing other things now. Time they cruised, Virgin Voyages with a group, he got 22 inquiries from the QR code on his t-shirt in the airport. I mean, come on. That is worth the cost of having that t-shirt printed to get that type of engagement. So things like that are things that you would, but also would be marketing your business. Yes? Cool. All right. The main goal of advertising is going to be lead captures and email growth. Always point your ads to a landing page with a compelling offer, like a travel checklist, a guide, a vacation quiz, something that's going to engage them. Collect emails so that you can nurture leads with newsletters and trip inspiration. Email list is going to be gold. That is where casual browsers become loyal clients. It's the only marketing that is exclusively yours. That email list doesn't belong to anybody else. It's not widely publicized. These people who've chosen to engage with you, and now you have that elite group that you'll be marketing via email. So that email is amazing. If you're not using email, absolutely. And if you're new, it may only be your family and friends. But every time you have a lead, email is going to be a way to engage. So this is where we talk. Oh, I have an unbolded line so much. I didn't realize the S of strategic is not bold. That's my red pen. I'm going to bad, go back and fix it. Strategic targeting is going to be your best return on investment. Well, know your audience, understand the age, income, lifestyle, and travel preferences of the people that you want to work with, and speak directly with who you want to reach. And that's on our platforms that we talked about. Use smart tools, leverage custom audiences, website visitors, email lists, engage social followers, and then avoid wasting your budget on chats. Track performance and refine. The great thing about Meta Business Suite is it's going to tell you how many people engaged with that content that you posted. It's really cool. There's lots of great ways to like see your metrics, understand what happens. And when you do pay for an ad, you get those back like, okay, this reached this many people clicked on it, this many people engaged with it. That will tell you if that worked or didn't work, and then you can adjust, right? Examples of effective paid campaigns. Google ads. Target search like Italy Travel Advisor or honeymoon planning help. With a stunning mobile-friendly landing page, the pre-work you're going to do is to set up your Google page, and you're going to post at least 5 reviews on your Google page so that when you do come up, you have that legitimacy. Landing pages was the biggest buzzword in the 2 marketing sessions I went to. And so those are things that you can add to your website if you have one, so that it leads people to a place where content is that you're working on or engaging them with on Italy Travel Advisor is going to lead them to a landing page on Italy Travel Planning, and then be part of your website. Facebook lead ads. Offer a free cruise quote or an all-inclusive guide in exchange for email addresses. Grow your list. That's that call to action. When you show something engaging, and then they got an email to get whatever free thing. Community business expo booths. Pay to be seen by your ideal audience. That would be if you want to do a bridal show. That would be one. Collect leads and hand out brochures with your branding. One of the points that someone made in one of the marketing sessions I went to was that they encourage people not to do bridal because a bridal show may have 10 travel agents. Do like a community expo or something where you might be the only travel agent in the room. And that way, instead of splitting those 2,000 people among 10 of you, it might be 2,000 people among one of you. And so that was a really interesting idea. I was like, oh, never thought of that. Like, oh my God, they get so many leads. Make your life better. Usually it's by adding a room or putting a pool or whatever. Travel is a way to make their life better. So that was I thought that was great.
Wichita Women's Fair. Love it. And I'm usually the only agent there, which cracks me. Yeah, I can't believe that. But yeah, definitely.
But they're all going to the bridal shows, and you're the one who's really great. Great point of saying, you don't want to be competing with your friends who are also selling travel. You want to be unique in the space. So that was a good tip. So what is working now in 2025? That convert. Number one, we talked about a couple times, video is everything. Purposeful video content is one of the most engaging tools today. Reels, TikToks, YouTube shorts, and even video in stores or emails. Highlight behind the scenes planning, travel client testimonials, and with a clear call to action, D for free ideas, or grab my free travel guide. Again, call to actions and video mind, super effective. I think that's where we are. Micro content makes a big impact. Short, snackable videos or posts that are quick, fun, and relatable are definitely what they need in micro content. Think 3 reasons to visit Italy. Mythbusters. Travel agent confessions. These are great self-building familiarity and getting shares. I think travel agent confessions could be funny.
I think it could be fun.
Just definitely. Long form content builds trust. Blogs, newsletters, YouTube videos, or even carousels for educating and storytelling. And storytelling is really important as you're building the brand, because you want to build a narrative around their planning with you so that they know that their trip is just going to be fantastic. So that storytelling piece is super important. Use this to answer common questions, explain the booking process, or showcase destination knowledge. The more you help, the more your audience will see you as the expert. I love and YouTube videos. I really think they're great. Carousel, you are on Instagram and someone posts, but then there's like 10 pictures in a row that you, that's a carousel post. Does that make sense? Cool. And sometimes sometimes they just slide and slide as you're watching them. Instead of an actual video, it's like a movement, but not video content.
It's like a picture. It's the rotating pictures usually.
Yeah. Lead captures equate to real business growth. Don't just post content. Always offer value in exchange for email. Think free travel checklist, my favorite honeymoon resorts, all-inclusive packing guide. Really want to build that email list because that's going to be your long-term relationship. This gets off of the social media and into your sales funnel, which is going to be that email list. Email marketing is your power tool. Social change daily, but your email list is yours. We already talked about how it's gold. It's direct marketing that exclusively belongs to you. Stay connected with past and future clients through regular, helpful emails. Share new promotions, destination highlights, booking tips, or even a personal story. And I have an agent did Elevate with who does highlights a client who just traveled in their email newsletter. They do a newsletter every other month, and they'll say, you know, here's Jane and her family. They just got off a Disney cruise, and here's a photo and maybe a little blurb about how great their Disney cruise was. So really fun to like conversation as part of your story and not just watching your story. Consistency matters more than perfection, and a monthly email or however frequently you want to do it can go a long way. Some people do. And really, as you build your client base, you may engage new, maybe quarterly is where you start. Stop the spaghetti strategy. Be strategic. Inconsistent efforts lead to burnout and confusion. A clear plan helps you stay focused, save time, actually working. So we all know what that means, right? Throw spaghetti at the wall. That's how you know it's done, when it sticks to the wall. We found when we cleaned out my husband's aunt's house, we found spaghetti like both. She was a big believer in the actual throw spaghetti at the wall. Yes, I've been guilty of it myself in the past. I'm being much more intentional now, but as a new agent, I would just throw stuff on my Facebook. We don't want that anymore. You want to be strategic. You want to make sure that you have a good plan. A clear plan helps you stay focused, save time, and measure what's actually working. Focus on results of the activity. Prioritize actions that lead to inquiries, bookings, or email signups, not just likes. Ask yourself when you build something to share, is this moving my business forward? If it's not, time to change strategies. Know your audience and tailor content to them. Speak directly to your ideal client and not just to everyone. You don't want to book everyone. That's how we can things that we don't want to book. Hotels that pay $6 admission and helping someone with a flight that goes on for 4 months because of a hurricane. That was me. You want clients that are your ideal clients, and they need to be clients you can relate to. I know back when I was doing the onboarding, I have conversations with brand new agents like, well, I want to sell luxury. Or are you like, is that your circle? Because you want to make sure what you're selling is authentic and that it's that guys, well, I want to sell like Ritz-Carlton yachts. Like, is your world going to go on a Ritz-Carlton yacht? Maybe we need to start with celebrity and princess. Elevate those clients or reach further in those top tier things. If you're already in that bracket, absolutely sell luxury. Be thoughtful about who your client is and how you can reach them. Create content that answers their questions and inspires them to travel. So a lot of people are worried about travel to, maybe you answer that. What does a level 3 in Jamaica really mean?
Yeah.
That would be a question that would be answered. Solves problems. How to pack for 7 days in just a carry-on. Capsule wardrobes. About how to pack your Mickey ears if you're going to Disney.
That and it's huge. Before we went on our cruise to Alaska last summer, I literally watched hours and hours of YouTube. So believe me that the
how to cruise with a 5 or 6. That's always a problem. If you solve that, then look, oh my gosh, she's a girl.
Yep.
Don't rely solely on trends or what they're doing. I know it's very enticing to watch other people and to check out other agents. So cool, and they're successful, so I need to do that. You need to do what works for you. Build a marketing approach that reflects your voice, your niche, and your goals. Own results, because being you is what's going to sell. You can't be somebody else. Nobody has time for that. You gotta be you. Brand equity and tracking. Audit your brand for consistency. Your logos, your fonts, your website, your social presence. It should all be on the same theme across every platform. That way your brand becomes recognizable. There was a time, I don't know if you remember this, it was golden arches, right? And when they tried to make it in italics, like it was leaning, probably in the 90s. And it was like, no, don't do that. Be consistent. Your brand is your brand. If you've started with a thing and it's not working for you, it's absolutely fine to rebrand. I did that. I changed my colorway about 5 years ago. I started with a different look, really kind of the same logo, but rebranded it with different colors, made it more sophisticated, updated my fonts, and that's where I've been 5 years. And you want to make sure that you're across all platforms. You don't want your clients to see one logo on your business card, logo on your Facebook page. And you can evolve as you change your clients. Again, I started thinking I was going to be doing all Disney, and now I hardly ever work Disney, and my client's not Disney client anymore. So my branding is different. You can evolve to reflect your brand. Does your brand tell a story? And is it attracting the right clients? We talk a little bit about getting your systems in place about branding. But if you ever want to have a conversation about that, reach out to New Age, have a conversation about your brand. Is it attracting the right clients? Track marketing performance using CPI, which is cost, and CPC, cost per conversion. What that means, if you are buying ads, you need to actually be accounting for, I spent $30 on this Facebook. It led to 3 people looking at it, 30 people inquired, did 2. So that you can do that. That's what that algebra they said you would use later in life is exactly that situation. Divide that dollar spent by the number of people who inquired or the number of people who converted, and figure out what that cost you. If you and you had 30 people inquire, that would be $1 per. If 3 of them converted, then that would be $10 per conversion. But if your commission is $300 or $400 on that booking, it's worth it. It's a $10 investment to get a $300 commission. So understanding your numbers is going to be a huge driver of what you do in the future. When you're new, we're still trying to figure it out, but those metrics are going to get better for you as you start to refine what you're doing, what you're placing your emphasis, and what gives you that return. Use data to guide future. Set your testing timeframes out 60 to 90 days. Don't expect something that you post today to convert tomorrow. That's not how this works. We're playing the long game here in marketing. We're playing the long game. This is a marathon business. not a sprint. You can't just like put a shingle up that says I am a travel concern overnight. I mean, for some people, maybe magic happens, but for most of us, we're going to have to intentionally work our business, build it to be something makes sense and is of financial value. So make sure you're making data-driven decisions. Don't get your feelings hurt if something doesn't work. Don't take it personally. And then with a busy life, we all have homes and families and friends and things that we're doing outside of being travel agents. You cannot be a travel agent 24/7. Sometimes it feels like it, but really you do need to be intentional about your use and time. So quarterly and schedule ahead, avoid burnout. You don't want to be constantly thinking of what can I market next. Set that up ahead of time. Do the work ahead of time. Meta definitely allows you to do that. Allows you to schedule a whole month of posts ahead on one day. You can do it on one Sunday afternoon, get all your marketing in place for the month and let it go, which is fantastic. But also building kind of a planner. If you're looking at spring break travel, and I just had some great groups travel for spring break, I booked those in August and last year. So as people are starting in the school year, they're thinking ahead to March. So you as a marketer need to be thinking ahead too. Target in July and they've got week already. They're marketing ahead because they are being strategic. We need to do the same thing. So thinking ahead about when people are going to travel and when you might need to build sales funnels and automations to work smarter, not harder. There are incredible AI tools and automatic tools out there that will help you. You can send automatic emails. You can send automatic follow-up emails. You can promote via Facebook and Instagram automatically through Meta. You use those AI tools, Chat GPT, the ones that are built into Gateway's website. You haven't explored it. You can go into our, is it assets? Resources. I can't remember what they call it in the tab. I think it's resources. You can go in there and build a business plan that's like a 12-month business plan. And then from that, you can build a marketing plan. And you can change that a million times and do it to get the results that make the most sense to you. Use those tools. Or if you're not comfortable with that tool, if you just want to ask ChatGPT or Gemini on Google, build a 6-month marketing plan for my travel business. I reach these clients. I want to post this many times. I want to use these resources. And then the AI will build out a plan for you. And then you can tweak it to what makes sense for you. There are tools out there. Work smart, hard. Friends, please do that. None of us needs to be in marketing. We just need to know how to use the tools that help us become marketing experts. Does that make sense? And don't make content be the content. As much authenticity and as much of yourself as you can bring to it. I did my own. So that works great for me. Not skill in that. Talk to a friend who's in business, talk to someone who has those skills, and brainstorm with someone who can help you where your brand wants to be. There are some things, if you watch the one about setting your systems in place, we talk about colors, evoke different emotions, different symbols. Like if you're going to do more things that are 12, you're really all inclusives and the Caribbean and Mexico, palm trees and water and tropical flowers or things that might, if you're thinking of doing something more European or river cruising or whatever, you might want like an Eiffel Tower and a Tower of London and things like that in your logo. In global, you can do a globe. If you want something Disney related, you may do something that has a castle or pots or things that really and relate to you. You know, if you're one of our agents lives in Colorado, the skyline of Denver is, which is pretty cool. And her is the same. So try out things, test drive them. Canva's a great to start to accept things too.
Yep, Canva's a great start starting place to see what's out there too. I love Canva.
I love Canva. I do see a lot of the same looking logo now that Canva is becoming more popular. They have a limited bank of logos and things in there. So make sure whatever you do, don't just take something and use it. Make your own. Yep. Check against people around. Make sure that like the person down the street doesn't have the same business name as you. You don't want to be Paradise Travel if there's Paradise Travel in the next town. Things like that. And don't make it too complex. The whole thing, you watch that one, you can be clever with being too wordy. I mean, there's lots of thoughts behind it. And then if you want to run it by us, Stephanie, when you start to get your name together, send it to us and we'll look at it and see if it makes you some suggestions on what you could do to tweak it. Cool. And then finally, one of the things that's really important is to invest in yourself. You're going to invest in yourself as an agent. If you've never really traveled anywhere, your travel has been limited, you need to get on fam trips. You need to take some and maybe look at doing some personal growth to help you to build this business and to market this business actively. Fam trips will give you firsthand experience. And so does personal travel. You've been to the destination, you went on that cruise ship. You can offer authentic, detailed recommendations, market trips more effectively. If you can show yourself a celebrity cruise, then you're going to sell more celebrity. I can't tell you how much Princess I sell. I sell Princess all the time because I love Princess and I'm a Princess a couple times a year. Content creation. You can create those videos, take those photos, all of those types of things in destination, and that authenticity and that expertise and that knowledge, because you've been every agent I've seen on a fam trip is constantly behind their camera because it's good business. Create your own content and not rely on marketing banks. Your picture, even if it's the same picture of the same attraction, if it's in your hands, it makes more sense to the client than it does if it's a commercially produced picture. My castle pictures are my castle pictures. Are not the ones that do the producers. Networking opportunities, fam trip and personal travel will allow you to connect with suppliers, local businesses, other professionals, giving you access to exclusive deals, maybe insider information. I love it when we do fam experiences and we sit down like, well, we're not supposed to have this thing coming. It's really cool to hear that and to be engaged and to work with other agents and to talk to them and to spitball ideas. It's really hard to be an independent agent. We're all independent agents, right? Even though we're all part of Gateway, our host agency, we're each an individual business. And so it can be a little lonely because you're building this all by yourself. When you have someone to act with and talk to and maybe, complain about the hard client or the supplier that isn't as intuitive as you thought it would be, or things like that, your husband's not going to get it, your best friend's not going to get it, but your travel friends will. Becky and I trip in 2019. We hit it off right away. We stayed in a chat group forever, and now we both work for Gateway, so that's kind of cool. But we have established a rapport that even if we didn't work Gateway, in the staff capacity, we would still have this great relationship, agents together on fam trips, and we look forward to every year reconnecting on our Gateway trip or on other trips. Powerful tool to have other people in your sphere that are agents. And then you can do things on the personal growth side that will help you with your business, like take classes in sales techniques. If you're not comfortable with sales, do a class in that. Take some courses, do some tutorials on how to use Canva. Improv or public speaking or maybe community theater might give you a way to like work those creative bugs out. Explore your creative outlets. Let's take a painting class, read more, read outside the industry, books on psychology or storytelling or hospitality, so that you can have a bigger picture when you bring it back to your business. I know all of us are coming from areas of life and we bring those skills into our business. I mentioned that I have some graphic experience. I was the yearbook editor of my yearbook for 3 years, and then I did it again in college. And then when I got out of college, I became the person who made all the programs and ad layouts and things for the programs of our community theater and high school theater. So I've been doing graphic design for 30 years. Amateur capacity, but it gives me skills that I can bring to my business, and I don't have to pay for that from somebody else. My daughter is an incredible writer, and sometimes I have her read copy I've written, and I, what do you think? She's like, oh, if you do this, this, and then she fixes it for me. Use the resources you have. I create my own ads for my personal opinion. I enjoy it. And if you love it, that's amazing. And the more you do it, Marge, the better you get at it. But if you have some understanding of sales, I can go a long way in this business. If you have understanding of human nature and psychology, too, it's that back to those logos and things. Colors impact people. So you might pick a color because you like it, but you might be turning people if it's not something that lends itself to your brand. So you want to make sure, like red is a really, it can be a very confrontational and hostile color, which is interesting. I don't know a lot of travel agents red. Most of us are blue, green, gold, purple. Like
we're in the cold colors mainly because you have the tropical,
ocean,
yeah.
But colors, emotional responses, and when you understand that, that can make a difference in the way you market. But yeah, so pretty much that is our overview of marketing and marketing options. Definitely lots of free options out there or organic options. And as a new agent, you can, but have it in your mind that if you really want to move your business forward, you're going to want to look at some of those paid options as well. Is it Marilyn Hamilton? I can combine being yes. Can you combine travel influencer and running a travel agency? Absolutely. The agent that I talked about that does excellence, she and her husband go to all the excellence resorts videos and they get a huge following, and she's an agent and she makes a ton of money. So
we have several of those who do that.
We have several. Yeah, we have one that won from
Carnival
for her social media event.
Her and her husband, I think it's cruising with the Parkers. Yeah, doing something. There's a lot of people who do that, and it's a great way to supplement your income too. Once you monetize that YouTube, so you might as well make that business go hand in hand. Love.
One of the things that was mentioned, and I didn't put it in the presentation because I didn't want to get to that much, but I do want to. They were talking about how much to invest in your business, and I was, this is gonna be good. Is it like hundreds of thousands? What they presented as was a percentage. So at some point, if you can picture it like your bathtub is water, but the drain is out. So new clients are pouring in. The water that stays in the tub, those is your existing pool of clients, but you're also going to have clients who are falling off.
Yeah.
They don't travel anymore. They don't have the money. They move out of the trip that you planned for them was a one and done. They're never going to travel again. Maybe they pass away. Maybe they have challenge in life, or maybe they find their daughter becomes a travel agent and they use her now. You're already losing clients. So you need to constantly be filling up. So the idea was, if you want to stay where you are, keep your level the same, 10% of your commission should be reinvested into advertising or marketing.
Yeah.
If you want to grow, 15% of your commission should be reinvested into marketing. If you want to really grow, 17% to 18% should be reinvested into marketing. And that was like a surprise, not a hugely surprising number today. That makes sense. So if I earned $10,000 in commission this year, I should be spending $1,000 to stay, $1,500 in marketing to grow my business. And then the tips that we gave about being strategic about how to use that. But that's really interesting number, because we're making decisions based on data and not on feelings. And so it might feel like that's a lot, but the data said that's not. 10% is not a lot. So that was a really interesting extra tidbit, not from the slides, but we'll share that.
It is interesting because that is a very good question that people often ask, is how much do I invest? Well, first of all, that's a personal decision. Use the data versus your budget, versus what you've made versus what to spend. Yeah, go through that.
Okay, so I'm sending a link in the private chat. So if you click on the private chat, you should be able to see a link. And if you want to join us on stage and have conversation about anything else related to travel, I don't have a call for another hour, so I'm not here for an hour. But if people have any questions they want to ask and want to get in person instead of in the chat, you can follow that link and join us on stage, and we can see your son.
Yeah, exciting. So anything new, exciting happening in your travel world, Miss Holly?
I'm just trying. I was cruising the Mediterranean in June, like the last 30th of June. We do not have hotels front and back booked yet.
Oh,
They want 2 nights in Rome and 2 in Barcelona, and I have sent them a hotel, and they're like, "Yeah, I'll call you this week." We do not have hotels, so that's my goal, get them nailed down. He's traveling a lot. He's a U.S. attorney, so he's like across the country all the time, and he's the one that's driving this. She's not super engaged in the conversation. So it's been interesting. Getting to the booking the cruise part was fairly easy. Getting these hotels booked, come on.
Been, has
and
been
then
a test.
walking in my Italy hopefully today.
I understand.
Got a really big Italy vacation. So I'm very excited about it. Yeah.
It's always exciting to book something.
I went for a couple weeks there where I was like booking a bunch of stuff like every couple days I was booking something, which is really exciting. And then I really haven't put anything on the books in like 2 weeks, and I'm like, I got on the books. I have plenty of travel, feeling good about this year, but I really kind of want to get one tied up. So
I don't blame you.
what do you got going?
I've got, and they're all not decisive. And it's driving me crazy. They're basically, I've got one cruise client, the two are all inclusive. And then one of it is Dave's military friend. So he's like, hey, I can do this country, but I can't do this one. It's just kind of fun and interesting. Doing the same thing, getting people to answer back in ways, or has been a little frustrating lately.
Yep. And we have to realize that it's not always about us. And I know with my clients for the cruise that it's not about me. It's the fact that they are just incredibly busy people.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like I need to go, I'm doing this and I'm booking this. And we're doing. And not, take for them. I want them to have choices, but it's very stressful.
Well, and this is where having a travel agent friend and making those connections are important, because I can tell Holly she's going to understand. But if I tell Dave, he won't.
No.
Like, what? Why are you frustrated? I don't understand. So
Marge wants to know if we're ever going to have a virtual.
Okay. So we've been talking in our staff meetings, go over things, and honestly, what we decided that launch is our virtual meetup. To be honest, it really is. This is a great chance to talk to other agents and to meet each other virtually. We have our family, which is a great way to actually physically meet up. But launch, we've decided, is the best way for new agents to have that virtual meetup.
So Marge, the real reality is the new agent Facebook group is intended to be a pass-through space. So you get some questions answered, you do some more training, you learn some things, you make that first sale, you earn that first commission, you graduate to the other Facebook group where our more experienced agents are. So we hope that our agents aren't spending a lot of time here. So it's hard to like meet up time after time if we have like a.
So we just decided launch was the best. We do have this afterwards where we're able to talk and discuss and things like that. Because we kept trying to come up, well, does this time work for you? And then Holly's like, launch. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we kind of do. So,
y'all are welcome to establish relationships on the Facebook group and set up your own chats outside. We did that from our fam. We still have it going. I think there's 4 of us.
Yeah, there's 4 of us.
Our ongoing chat which is really fun.
It is a lot of fun. I enjoy those, and it's nice to have those interactions, because sometimes I always post on Facebook. I'm looking for a hey suggestion type thing. Like we're going to Poland next year, So that's a whole new travel for me. So it's fun to talk to other people like Holly and Mikkel and Phil and Carrie and be like, hey, I want to pick a brain. How does this work? And when I was first working with Hawaii, it was so awesome to call Mikkel and be like, hey, give me your Hawaii expert. You can also go to Cruise 360 and Edge and other conferences too. To
The
get
conference I was just at in Vegas. That was great.
Yeah. And learn those little marketing tools. I like wear something that, travel or I just bought.
I'm excited about my new sweatshirt. It's going to be so pretty. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, I just ordered one. It says it's hi, it's me. I'm the travel agent. It's me.
Cute. The back of my so it has my logo on the front. On the back, it says "Explore more, stress less, call your travel agent."
Oh, I love it.
Isn't that cute? I went through several iterations. I had lots of different things that I messed with, and finally, that one was the one that I stressed with. And then my husband was like, "Are you putting like your phone number on there?" I'm like, "No."
Did you put a QR code?
No, I didn't, and I'll tell you why. Because it didn't fit with the look of what I was doing. Like it just didn't work for me, and I decided that I'm not a snap the QR code palm kind of person. I know it really works well for Michael. That's not how I work. I feel like when you see that, you should know that the person who's wearing.
I like to start the conversation, and then this card tap is my point of thing. I know a lot of people have a lot of confidence in doing that, but yeah, I like to start conversation first.
There's a luxury meetup in Brisbane. You should go, Marge. Going to events. There's actually it's today, Thursday. Detroit. It's Michigan Travel Suppliers Association is having their event this afternoon in Detroit, and I mean it's not like Vegas where I got to sit down and like have classes taught, which was really great, by the way. If you can get to that conference, that's great. That's travel advisors, something. I don't remember. It was great.
Yeah.
But one is just like an open rules and presenting information kind of stuff. But you get to meet BDMs and you get to meet other agents. You get to pick up pens and
I love this.
Yeah, but also brochures like that, so you can have some of that stuff in hand. So
anything to spark that conversation.
Anything to spark the conversation for sure.
Yep.
Okay. So I think if nobody wants to join us on stage because they just don't want to hang with us, that's fine. But we will see you here next week. We're going to be talking about. Done. Supplier training. Find the right training for the suppliers and how to decide what to learn. So we're going to talk about that next week, and then have a great weekend. It's Easter weekend, so have a lovely Easter. My sister is cooking this, so I get the morning off. It's really great.
Nice. I believe the contracting work on it starts on tomorrow. We're supposed to start Wednesday, but you know how it goes. So yeah, so we've got a busy weekend now with Easter and Graham baby, and it's so much fun because we haven't had little kids in so long. It's fun to watch her.
Yeah, we're doing an event for the college age kids.
I love it.
I'm like, I told my sister, I'm like, we're winding down. They're juniors this year. Next year, they're seniors. When they graduate from college, no more egg hunts till there are grandbabies. Because
I did get the well, she graduated college, but technically she's going back for her RN program. But she sent me a TikTok about how do I get my Easter basket? I'm like, what? Basket? You're 22.
I know. I'm getting trouble with suppliers. What kind of trouble? Can't figure it out?
Anytime. Okay, so new agents support's going to be your first line of defense. Anytime you're having any issues, want to complain, or just need ideas, always email Newport. We are your first line of defense, guys.
resources you have.
Yep, use your inspiring agent once, or the most utilized tool that we have here. And I always say, me, the new agent support team. Use us, guys. We're here to help you. MSC's trouble lately.
I can't log into MSC. I can log in under our ad side, but my personal, I can't log in and it won't reset password. And I haven't needed it, so I haven't messing with it, but no other agents have had that same complaint.
Call the technical team for MSC. That's the biggest. That's what I would do. But yeah, if you're ever having any trouble logging in, anything like that, we're your first line of defense.
We can do some stuff. We can, like, if you're locked out of Vax, we can reset that. It's really weird because from our side, with some suppliers, our entire roster of agents who are there, we can reset passwords, we can do stuff. Then once they're set up, we can't even see the list. So every supplier has it, and I don't think MSC is one where we can see our agents. I think MSC, you're gonna have to reach out on your own and see if you can get that login reset.
MSC is you reach out there to their I don't know is are my least favorite words in the English language, and I will find out. So if we don't know the answer, we will definitely.
But this one is called MSC. Have a great day, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye. Good morning. I see you, or I hear you, but your face is frozen.
And I swore on screen. I'm so sorry. I can't. It's not letting me do anything. Browsers.
Go, and you know what? We can hear a thing. So.
Oh, good, because sometimes it's happening. It can happen. Okay, I'm gonna switch browsers and see if that helps.
You're totally fine, Holly.
Okay, bye.
Right. So technical difficulties do happen. We are human, and this is live. So, hi everyone. I hope everyone is having a great day. I will apologize if there is construction noise because basement done.
I did not switch browsers all of a sudden. So if it locks me up again, I'll go over to Chrome.
You're completely fine. It's gonna be a great day. I love supplier training.
I love supplier training too. We're actually covering this in the other Facebook group as well tomorrow because it's so important to do supplier training and to stay and to constantly be learning, because it's really the heartbeat of this job is to know your products and to know how to do the job, right? So we're going to talk all about where to find supplier training if you're looking for it. We're going to talk about the different types of training you do, things to do to enhance your as an agent. And as we go through this, if you have questions on anything that you're seeing, go ahead and drop them in the comments so we can answer those as we. And then at the end, we will have time to. I'm going to turn the phone off so that we will have time for other questions beyond supplier training. So you have those. Marinate on those till we get to the end, and then we can talk about those. Cool? Yes? Excellent. All right, let's get started. So as a new agent, I know it can be super overwhelming. Lots of opportunities to learn, a million products that are out there. It can seem like you'll never stop learning, and the little secret is you never will. This is an industry that is very fluid. So even if you think you know everything and you've done all the training on a particular supplier, they may have annual updates. They may have things come up in the middle of the year. They might change policies. You need to be in constant contact with all of those suppliers so that you know what's going on. You may want to take in a webinar or something to keep current. So we're going to talk about all those options. And then there's stuff that is in there that you may not use. Maybe you pick and choose what you train on and things that will be valuable to you now, and then later, further down in your career, you'll come back to some of those things.
And sometimes you'll just go in there and like, I haven't booked a group in a while. I'm going to do their group training.
Yeah,
myself.
exactly.
So,
So develop a passion for learning. If you do, you'll never cease to grow. All learning is good learning. I know that early on, I did a bunch of training on products that I have never sold. So, but it helped me to learn different aspects, although that's true. Okay, so why is supplier training important? It's important because it's going to build expertise and confidence. People choose to work with it because they perceive us to be experts. We know more than them, right? We become experts by training a lot. Don't pretend that you know things you don't know. Make sure you learn and get the correct answers. It's going to enhance your customer service. You're more efficient when you already know the answer rather than having to go for it. Things that we get asked a lot in the Facebook group are things about how to make clients add, how to add a drink package for my client. That's information you should know before you book a client. You should know all the answers to all those things, like how do I find a drink package? Book to try to figure it out. Increasing your sales opportunities. By having more product knowledge, you will have more options to offer your clients. So instead of bringing maybe Carnival and Royal Caribbean, because you've trained on those, if you have a client who maybe is older or has a little more money or wants to do something different, hang on other cruise lines, Princess, Celebrity,
America.
River Cruises, hard is going to enhance and increase your sales opportunities. So you want to make sure that you have more product knowledge so you have more options for your clients. And it's going to provide access to exclusive offers and promotions. When you complete trainings with suppliers, you have access to personal travel rates or promo rates for clients. I came back from a training in Turks and Caicos with beaches resorts. And my clients, if they booked that first week, got an extra perking with me. They got to have a free catamaran sail that during their stay, and there was a couple of another special price, special discounted spa packages or something. But anyway, it was a really nice thing that was exclusive to those of us who attended that training. Sometimes those happen with online trainings as well. So keep your eye out for special things that come from doing training. New agent training is great. Obviously, we have a very robust training program for our new agents. Supplier training choices can seem overwhelming, and you want to make sure that you are well handle the range of travel requests that will be thrown at you. Beyond your gateway training, and obviously this launch training, which is pretty great, we suggest building a base of knowledge that covers the travel agent basics, cruise lines, hotels and resorts, theme parks, and tour companies as a basis. And then you're going to build from there so that you have things that will enhance your skills. Cool. So the key cruise lines that we recommend, and this is not exclusive, and you may know that your client base is different, but for kind of like entry level, I really don't know yet what I want to do. These are the cruise lines. Those are kind of going to cover a range from entry level cruise like Carnival through something a little bit more luxury, Princess. It's not super luxury, but it definitely caters to, let's say, a Carnival cruise line. Royal Caribbean is known for their innovative ships and diverse itineraries. Their training includes product knowledge, sales techniques, and their loyalty program. They also have specific engine training. Cannot emphasize enough how important, especially with cruise lines, doing booking engine training is. Their booking engine training can be found at booktrust.com /training. That training is going to teach you the mechanics of how to book this trip. It will talk to you about all the options, like adding insurance, how to set up their beds, twins or queens, what dining time they want, adding insurance. Did I add insurance? I think I did. Anyway, all of those mechanisms are things that you can do in that booking, but if you don't know where to look or how to do it, you're going to struggle, and you're going to be jumping over on the Facebook page saying, how do I add insurance, or how do I take off insurance, or how do I get rid of these transfers? You need to understand how to do it, do the engine training in addition to the Royal Caribbean product knowledge. The product knowledge does give you certifications. If those are important to you, do all of the training to get the, what is the highest at Royal, Master of Adventure or something like that?
It's Masters. Yeah, I do believe like that. Yeah.
So, but if getting those certifications isn't super important to you and you just want to learn enough about the product to sell it, usually the way these trainings are done is they front stack them with the most important information. And then at the end of the training is stuff that's a little more niche, like weddings at sea or group travel or itineraries like the Far East or Australia or New Zealand. So if that's not something that's going to be for your client right away, it's okay to not do all of the training. I think a lot of agents want to just get all those credentials and they ingest so much information that it's information overload. So it's okay to do some of the Royal Caribbean training, enough so you understand the product, you understand the ship types, the stories, what their dining setup is like, so that you can book it and then come back if you have need of weddings or groups or clients that go to Thailand or whatever. Carnival Cruise Line, same way. Their training focuses on fun, family-friendly experiences. Training covers their amenities, their shore excursions, their booking tool. Their booking options are right in that regular Carnival training. It's good training. You don't have to do separate booking, and their booking engine is the friendliest. I think
it is my
all the booking engines
so far. If they got one thing right, it's that their booking engine is spectacular. They're fun shops, and they just added to where you could send your clients a payment link.
Yes, I did see that
this week. I'm like,
so your clients don't have to give you their credit card number; they can just be paid a link. Really nice. I think a lot of suppliers are going to move that way in the future, but for now, that's where Carnival sits. Norwegian has the freestyle cruising concept. You're going to learn about their flexible dining, their entertainment options, their unique itinerary, their booking engine. When you do their booking engine trainings, how to book it, or Legacy, how to book it. Quest is going to be a little bit easier. That's their new booking platform. I think ultimately they're going to phase out Legacy, but there's a lot of agents who have old bookings in Legacy, so they have to keep both. But that's on the main Norwegian Cruise Line travel agent page. There's also University that's going to be their training, like Royal Caribbean has. With Norwegian, the more training you do, the better your TA rates are. If you want to access those, so it's like a percentage discount. The more you do, that's how they reward us. But that booking training is on a separate module, so make sure that you look for that specifically, so that you understand. Because even though Quest is new and improved, it's still a tricky platform to book on.
And we can also book on Cruise Complete. So
Cruise Complete can be found in Agent Universe, where your agent profiler is. Once you have your agent profiler up and approved, you can get access to Cruise Complete, which is a separate booking engine. It lists multiple cruise lines all in one place. It's kind of like, not to use the E word, but Expedia for cruises.
Yes, you can see multiple sailings. You can select what you want to do. You also select the lines you want to go on, what things like that. But I found that with Norwegian, sometimes I look it up there, and sometimes I call too, because sometimes your system will go down, and I'm like, I can't lose the technology. So don't be afraid to call in with your booking.
It's amazing to me how many new agents will try to figure it out and give themselves a headache rather than just pick up the phone, call the supplier.
Yep.
Call the supplier. The agents on the other end are there to help you. That's why they have, so especially first couple bookings, if you're not 100% confident in these booking platforms, call it in. It's totally fine. Don't make that your crutch. Don't always call it in because, you know, you don't want to be 3 years in and still be calling it in. You can figure it out. Princess Cruises is renowned for their luxury and global itineraries. Their training focuses on destinations, on experiences, and specialized packages. They have Medallion class, which is unique in the industry. It's like a little air tag kind of thing that is your room key. You're charging your identifier on and off the ship. It's everything. It's really cool. If you do all of their training, you have free graduation cruise upon completion. Free does not mean fully free, like you just show up and get on the ship and everything's covered. Free means the cruise fare is included for 2 guests, you inside stateroom. You will still pay gratuities, taxes and port fees, any beverages beyond what's included, specialty dining, it's all on you. If you want to upgrade to a balcony, you can do that too.
Well, I always say you're free cruise.
It is great. It's way less than a rack. It's a great way to check out that cruise line and understand what they're about, experience it, because experience is as much a training as sitting and looking at module on the screen.
Oh yeah.
Their training is a beast. I will tell you that. I mean, you don't want, and you never want to just rush through your training to get to that credential. You really want to ingest it. You really want to take it in so that you understand what that product's all about, so you can sell it effectively. It's not just about getting that little, you know, Condor logo to stick in your line. It is about understanding the products, knowing what's what with each cruise line. You can recommend easily to your clients and be an expert in those products. Their booking engine training, when you're on the main screen, they have something called Polar Online. It's right on the front of the OneSource page. Walk you through their booking engine. Their booking engine is tricky. That's one that you may want to call in on. I have figured out that Princess, and I feel very confident with it, but it has taken a while to get there. It's different. It's really different. But if you do the booking engine training, it's going to help you a lot. MSC Cruises, flair with global itineraries, includes their unique experiences like the MSC Yacht Club, environmental initiatives, and their family programs. MSC Cruises training, when you get an MSC Cruises login, you're also going to get a document sent from us to you. It's a Word document, I think. It's a Word document.
Yep.
In that Word document, it gives you step-by-step instructions on how to register for MSC Master. It is separate login from your MSC book login. So keep that in mind. With the others, it's one login. With MSC, you're going to have your MSC book login. You have a separate login for your training. It's a totally different animal. The training is great. MSC is a newer cruise line to North America. It's been 3-4 years here. I think they're really making a dent market. You're stepping away? That's fine.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
Becky's got ongoing house construction going on. But MSC is, their ships are beautiful. It definitely has a European flair. If you've cruised other cruise lines before, it's a different experience on MSC. Their brand new World America ship just came over from France and is sailing out of Miami right now. It's huge and beautiful and new. And my son's on board for a couple of weeks playing piano on that ship. So, and some Gateway Agent Week. So that's really fun. But anyway, those are the key cruise lines we would recommend doing those trainings on. And of course, if you have, you know, clients who want to travel without Virgin Voyages is great. If you have more senior clients, more affluent clients, Viking is great, among other cruise lines. You can certainly train on any. These are just basics we think every agent should have. The cruise training resources are going to be specific to the cruise line. So there isn't really cruise training that's going to get you all of them. You have to do each specific line that you want to work with. The certification programs are great. They're very linear. You start at the beginning and you follow the instructions all the way through to the end of the training program. And then you'll get some certification. Sometimes they do a certificate. Often they give you logos that you can use on your website or on your signature line that will show that you are a Commodore expert with Princess, or you've done Masters of Adventure with Royal Caribbean, etc. They also do webinars and live training. So if you follow their, when you do your setup, your login for those suppliers, you can opt in to emails, and you can also find the BDMs and as well. When do webinars and live training sessions. Those are great because they're often places where new things, updates to ships, updated itineraries, new ports, things like that are released in those webinars where you can say, oh my gosh, we just found out that we're launching this ship and this is its name and this is some of the features it's going to have. It's really great to have those. That's not typically included in the mainline training. It's stuff that comes out in webinars. So do those webinars when you see them. They're usually 30-minute-ish, and they're great. Booking engine training, again, highly recommend doing booking engine training. You'll be so much better at your job if you're trained on the product. I mean, how to use just what the product offers. Okay, so next we're going to talk about VAX. VAX, not a supplier. Everybody thinks VAX is a supplier. It really isn't. It's a booking engine. It houses many suppliers, like ALG, which covers Apple Vacations, Travel Impressions, FunJet, Southwest Vacations, United and Blue Sky Tours for Hawaii. It's a platform for booking hotels, resorts, flights when booked in a package, car rentals, travel insurance, transfers, and excursions. You can do a lot in VAX. It's a Swiss Army knife of suppliers, and it's a great place to start as agents. That said, it is not the right tool for everything. If I were sending clients to Europe and they wanted to do like a whole Europe vacation, I'd go VAX. It's an easy choice, but it might not be the best choice. So make sure that we're considering the right supplier for the right solution. But that said, VAX is a great platform, especially FunJet and Travel Impressions. Those pay our highest commissions. Training on VAX is vast. There is so much that you can do. You can learn how to navigate the platform, super important because there's so much going on there. Teaches you how to search for flight packages and for hotels and car rentals. It teaches you how to understand the supplier partnerships. They have exclusive deals and promotions that you can access through FunJet, through Travel. Make sure that you do the ALGV Pro training, which is excellent. That covers all 6 of those brands and covers how to book them. Universal access through VAX, and there's specific training on Universal on VAX. And then, of course, how to manage those bookings, how to modify those bookings and cancel those bookings, and all the documentation. Everything is covered in the VAX training. But there's so much there. You could spend a lot of time going through VAX training. Fortunately, it's mostly presented in small bites, so it's not going to be forever, but there's a lot of content there. When you go onto the VAX Vacation Access page, you'll see that bar across the top, and the middle one says education. That's where you're going to click to find all that training. Really kind of 3 categories of training: brand training and education, VAX training and education, new advisor education. 3 things that will come up in the drop down when you click. So when you click on brand training and education, I'm going to pull this up just because it's pretty tiny. Under that, there's these 4 things across the top: the live webinars, the on-demand webinars, immersion programs, and offsite programs. The immersion programs are where you're going to find that ALGV Pro. So great. That covers all of your brands under ALG. And then the Uniworks and Vacations educational series. Now, this is not the only training for Universal, and it's not the official training for Universal, but it is really important to do it because Universal is set up in VAX, is explained in this training. So you'll definitely want to do this training. Additionally, live webinars are things you can sign up for and watch live. On demand are old webinars you can go back and review. Off-ramps are things like brand training. So if you wanted to do Playa Resorts or Charisma Resorts, those would be found under offsite program. VAX training and education has a million little modules that that cover all kinds of things. How to book, how to use the filters, how to do a hit search if you want to book 2 of something. Friends that are booking together, you can just repeat the same booking, change the names, things like that. How to change things, how to look at your commission, how to apply payments. All of those things are going to be in that VAX training and education tab. Look at the very very top of under Learn on Vax, there's something called The Compass. That is their monthly magazine. It comes out digitally or as a hard copy. I subscribe copy. Do you subscribe to the hard copy, Becky?
Yeah, I like the physical.
I love it too. It comes quarterly. It's a beautiful magazine full of travel stuff. It's great to have on your coffee table. Just like to spark conversation. It's great to carry in your bag if you're reading something. It's like one of those great props. But also it's full of great information. So subscribe to the company. It's free. Absolutely do that. And then under new advisor education, there's a lot of really good general information for new agents. Again, small bites, but things to as a new agent, booking 101, following kind of all the steps, different industry organizations, so you understand what those are. All of those things are going to be under new advisor education. I strongly encourage all the aspects of VAX training. I've done quite a bit of it. I haven't done all of it, so I certainly could go back. And the webinar stuff is changing all the time. So important to know. Classic Vacations is another supplier that we recommend because it's a lot of different things than you can find on VEX. It has training. It tends to skew more high end, but if you're looking for more boutique hotels, things like that, you're going to find those in Classic. Classic is global. VEX is global as well. But Classic is global, so you can find really unique properties around the world. And they'll do flights and exclusive experiences, which are but they're unique to Classic Vacations. They do packaging. So if you really wanted to do a full customized package, you can do that with Classic. Highly recommended for Europe, for Hawaii. And they have really interesting training. Their training is not linear. With that, you can kind of go through ALGV Pro in a linear way like you do the cruise lines, and then cherry pick the thing you want. Classic's training comes in the form of webinars, podcasts. They have something called their Know Zone, which has information for agents in there. They have knowledge base, same kind of thing. They have tutorials. They also have fam trips available through Classic. And then they have the E3 conference, which is designed for brand new agents. Not for me, not for Becky, but for all of you who are brand new. If you qualify, you can go to the E3 exclusive training with Classic. So that's something definitely to look into, but do some training there. Their site is a little tricky to navigate. You often have to search by airport to find the destination that you want. But it's a really useful tool to have. Make sure you have a login for Classic and use as a go-to when you can't find things. Disney. We always recommend Disney, even if you don't think you're going to be a Disney agent. Some people come into this business wanting to focus on Disney and Universal. Some people think I'm never going to book Disney. Well, I'll tell you what, your clients who always go on their Viking River cruises and tour Europe will also have grandkids, and they will someday go, we have to take the grandkids to Disney. Can you help? If you've done the Disney training, you're equipped to do that. Disney is one of the most popular travel brands globally, with theme parks and resorts and cruises all over the world. Especially, we focus obviously on Orlando and but really great supplier to have. Arsenal. Walt Disney World Resort of Florida, the training and park details, ticketing, accommodation, dining plans, and special events. Disneyland Resort training similarly, separating its own unique features. They really are not duplicates of each other. They have very distinct personalities. And I challenge you to fight with somebody over which one's better, because the California people will defend Disneyland to the death, and the Florida people will do the same for their favorite parks. So they definitely do have distinct differences. Make sure you understand what those are. Disney Cruise Line, big product. Learn about their itineraries, their ship amenities, their family-friendly experiences. Adventures by Disney is a global tour company designed with families in mind. Unique, curated family travel experiences all over the world. In the U.S., they do New York City. Really fun trips through Disney. Adventures by Disney. Their training is the College of Knowledge. It is found on Gateway Travel, or no, sorry, not Gateway Travel, DisneyTravelAgents.com. It's a comprehensive online training program. It has an annual update to maintain your certification. They also do webinars and on-site training from time. They used to do a roadshow, which was so fun. I hope they bring it back. I think
I'm
maybe.
hoping, 'cause Universal brought theirs back, so I'm
Yeah. So
just like,
he used to come around the country, city to city, doing training sessions that you could attend for free. And it usually includes lunch, and I sat right next to our BDM, which was so fun. He was such a great guy. And it's really fun if you can get to a Disney training. Disney training is a required element in order to access Disney perks and benefits. Because we are affiliated with Disney through our IATA credentials here at Gateway, our agents who want to take advantage of Disney benefits, which include free park tickets and discounts on rooms and cruises and things like that, you need to have your own IATA certification, which means you've earned $1,000 in commissions in a 12-month period. Once you accomplish that, you earn your IATA card, and then you can access all those benefits with Disney. So you have to have both. You have to have done the training, IATA card. Even though when you're on that site, it'll say IATA/CLIA. What that means is for affiliated through IATA, their agents have to have their IATA. Agencies who are affiliated through CLIA, their agents have to have CLIA. So that's why it says both. It doesn't mean that you can get a CLIA as an IATA agent and use it to access Disney discounts. It doesn't work like that.
Oh yeah, and make sure you define print, like with things that come out, things like that, if they offer, because I have Agent Appreciation May, and it said that you have to have your own IATA and or CLIA, and I'm like, it is IATA because we are with our.
Yep.
And they do check. And
they do check.
They do have you send yours in, and it's not just sending a copy of the IATA. It's it's
the actual digital copy from IATAN with your special. We're always going to be under Gateway's IATA,
yes.
Because that's how it works with your host agencies. That same number that you always use when you're selling travel. Then you'll have your own VER. It's a verification number that's yours, and that's picture, your number, the card. So when you arrive at the park, if you've booked under a travel agent, we're going to pick up your ticket. They're going to ask for it, and if you don't show it, they will charge you a day's rate.
Going right.
Yep. So don't make that mistake. Just wait. It's working towards, and it's worth getting. So that's everybody's goal.
Yep.
Absolutely. Universal Studios training. Universal Studios includes Universal Orlando and Universal Studios Hollywood, with a focus on thrill rides and entertainment. Their training is on Universal Orlando. You learn about the theme parks, the economy, because they have wonderful on-site hotels, ticketing, special events, and VIP experiences. For Hollywood, the training includes park tours, behind-the-scenes tours, and exclusive experiences. They don't have hotels in California for Universal, but they do in Florida. Lots they do. So they're definitely competing with the mouse next door for their resort experience. Their resorts are kind of fabulous. Universal has parks and resorts vacation educational series on that's really prime. It's a lot about Universal. It may have some overlap with the other training, but it talks about how to book it in VAX. So that's really important to do. But the Universal and U training, that certification program is for mastering the Universal products. It's found in Universal Partners website, and that one comes with agent benefits. Now, some of the benefits you have to have the IATA, and some you do not. You do not have to have your IATA. You can access the ticket benefit with your completion of the Universal training. So keep that in mind, that if you're looking for something fun with your family, you can do a discount. Universal is the one that's going to give you that bang for your buck.
Okay, so technically it's not open until May.
May.
Like May 22nd, 23rd.
25th. Like that.
Something like that.
It is open for preview.
That's it.
I'm going on Monday.
I have to wait till the 6th.
I called my daughter to tell her that I was not moving her home from college on Wednesday because my husband's going to go do it and I'm going to university. And she was like, I hate you so much. Like, well, yeah, but I have a cool job. So
I feel that we're talking about staying at Helios because I'm like, please, I just want to stay. My husband's like, really, really, what's the benefit? I'm like, there's a lot of benefit, but the point is it's right at the FOMO is definitely hitting my children. And
I know, I'm excited. We're staying at Terra Luna,
it's
which is one of the other new resorts. I'm excited about that. And then we'll tour all the new resorts. So that'll be really cool.
okay.
So go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say, so they do have different places. You have to register for that. Make sure you're registered their location training, and they train on everything. And there's going to be a lot of Epic Universe training. It was funny when I went because everyone was asking for Vax training, and he's like, "That is not what we do, guys."
No, that you need to go to the VEX training and do it on there,
Yeah.
because they're going to talk to products and they're going to talk to you in the universal way. They also do webinars. They also do on-site training. Follow TIS Advisors on Facebook. TIS Advisors is universal BDMs are all on there, and it's really great. Great place to get your questions answered. They're very responsive. Definitely follow them.
And if you'd also follow our one of our BDMs, Derek Funk, I believe it is like Derek Funk BDM or something like that on Facebook.
Yeah, Derek Funk is
amazing.
great. He posts great shareable content.
Yes,
he's really good. Okay, so the next thing that we would put in your tentpole type training is going to be Sandals Resorts. Sandals Resorts is a fantastic partner to have. They are the leading all-inclusive resort in the Caribbean. They're known for luxury and romance, honeymooners, couples, destination weddings, all kinds of things can be done at Sandals Resorts. Their sister Beaches Resorts is family-friendly properties that are at the same level, but for families. There's currently 3, but there's going to be 5 soon for beaches. Sandals is up around 17, something like that across the Caribbean. Their training is going to focus luxury accommodations, learn about the different resorts, room categories, and luxury amenities. This training is so important, the room category thing, because it's not like a cruise ship where it's interior ocean view balcony. It's like you might open up a Sandals to look at it. It's going to have 20 room categories or more. Everything is location and view and experience. They have what they call luxury, then they have club level, and they have butler level. Understanding all of those is really important for this brand. They have exclusive offerings, trainings on Sandals' unique features like butler elite service, over the water bungalows. Their exclusive offerings are every Wednesday. They have their 777 deal. They pick 7 properties, 7 room category, like it's a room category property. 7 of those for 7 days are an additional 7% off. And so you can see that list on their website, but you can also get on an email and get it in your email. Those are great things to promote, especially if it's something your client's been looking at and then all on a 777 deal. That's the time to market to them and say, hey, right now is the time. If you were even thinking about it, it's going to be lower than this probably the rest of the year. So those are great things to have. Of course, your target audience is honeymooners, couples, and luxury travelers. The Sandals Elite Advisor online training program is excellent. It's a certification. You get access to their research, and then webinars and in-person events are also other types of Sandals training. They are great to work with. The BDMs are great. They're responsive. They take care of your clients. I have not had any of my clients have a bad experience at Sandals.
No, and they always rebook, which is wonderful.
Yep.
The BDMs are fantastic. I am super jealous of Holly's mine. I don't have one that lives in my town. In fact, they keep switching mine, and I can't get the right person.
When I called her, I called the BDM because I had some clients going honeymoon, and I wanted to, kind of talk through some options for them. And I hooked up with her and called her, and it was I live in Michigan, for those of you, and it was a 616 area code, which is the west side of the state. And I was like, oh, you must be over by Grand Rapids. And she said, actually, no, I just moved. I live in Fenton now. And I was like, I live in Fenton. And so she is my neighbor. She lives in the apartments over by where so yeah.
Jealous.
She's super cute, super nice. She's young. She's like my daughter's age, which is weird. but awesome. But do that sand training. It's great. Then tour providers. Having familiarity with tour providers is going to help you when you have the client that says, we want to go to Europe this summer. We want to go to Australia. They're great suppliers for specific places, but to have kind of a general go-to supplier for tours, Globus is the biggest one in our they are a leader in escorted tours, offering a range of itineraries focused on convenience and cultural immersion. They are definitely the type of supplier that you go to when your clients don't really want to customize their vacation. They have prepackaged options. They also have a secondary brand called Cosmos that's a little bit less expensive, a little bit more budget friendly. But Globus is great. Their training is great. We'll talk about that in a second. Europe Express is another one you should have. Europe Express does customized fit packages. FIT is fully independent travel, which means your clients have hotels and the transfers and the tours and whatever all set up. They're not on a bus with 25 other people. They have an extensive inventory of European accommodations and services and a dedicated agent support for crafting seamless, personalized itineraries. So that's one where you can go to them and say, this is what my clients want, and then they will customize and craft an itinerary for you. You don't have to be a Europe expert. You can let them be the Europe expert, and then you be the expert in selling it to your client. Adventures is another one that I really, I love that company. They have an incredible business model. They're very easy. They're great for young people traveling or active people traveling. Definitely a little bit more on the budget side because they'll do things where there's like a Sherpa and they set up tents and then you camp in the tent while you're hiking trail. It's very cool. They do have a commitment to sustainability, and then they have culturally immersive experiences. All three of these would be kind of good, like three different types to have in your arsenal. We have about 25 companies on our list. So you could pick any of them. These are just good basic ones to have. Globus teaches product knowledge for their tour style, including escorted tours, independent travel, and river cruises. Globus also operates Avalon River Cruise brand. So you kind of get a river cruise in there too if you've not done any training on those. Europe Express has training on how to create custom vacations, check availability, and book trips efficiently, plus the latest full trends, new products, European destination education. So if you want to know more about Europe or Poland or the Netherlands, you can do destination training on the Europe Express site. G Adventures has, I think their training is wonderful. I've done it. Sherpa is their website. Understanding their wide range of travel styles, including active, 18 to 35, travel, family travel, and then marine adventure. They have like these small ships that go around the Greek Isles and things like that. Very, very cool stuff in their offerings. Their training resources, Globus has Globus University, online training modules and certification, more in the line of the cruise lines, linear training, start to finish, get a certification at the end. Express Advisor Resources is more like classic vacations was, with webinars, online tutorials, destination specialist courses, training materials, and family. Europe Express is definitely like a choose your own adventure sort of training, choose what you want out of it. G Adventures has a linear Sherpa program, online certification, and educational resources. All of those are great. Pick what you want to work with, but I would definitely have at least Globus, if not the others, on your list. So additionally, as you move forward in your career, you're going to add suppliers as you go. You're gonna have a need to crash course through some of these, and that's okay. But if you've done all that training and you feel like you have a good base, add to it, build it out so that you have more and more products under your belt. Always make sure that you stay current though with training and updates, because a lot of these, especially certification programs, cruise lines, theme parks, things like that, don't do their annual training, you lose your status with them and you'll have to do it all over the hard way, because I didn't realize that Norwegian did that, I guess, because I just didn't really ever book them. And then I was like, I should check there's an update. Well, I'm about 3 years out of date with Norwegian, and I have to do all of it again.
Same.
So, just the annual, sometime, around the of the year, November, December, you can start looking for those updates for the next year, and then they stay on there until you do them. Attend webinars. If you can on a few webinars, they don't take much time and they're always really current information and they're interactive. So you can ask questions. If you have someone who wants to do a Viking river cruise and you really don't have time to do Viking training, do a Viking webinar, ask your questions, be part of the conversation so that you can be really good for your clients. Live events are great too. Your host agency reviews has a live event list for conferences, trainings, and so does
Travel Leaders will have that, and Travel Leaders sends me an email every Monday saying your professional development this week.
Yep, get your agent profiler published so you can get on that email list and get those weekly.
Yeah,
that's where usually I pick minders emails, unless I'm looking for something specific. Destination training is amazing. There was a lot of it offered on Vax, but you can also do One Love Jamaica. You can do Hawaii. You can do. I'm doing the Australian one right now. I have a couple days to finish it, so I can get my little kangaroo for doing it. Australia, I can't Nation Australia or something like that. A lot of them have really good comprehensive training that are free, that are put out by the tourism boards for those countries. If you're finding things that are paid, they may not be good ones. So if you're looking for some specific destination training, make sure you're looking at approved, legitimate sites like Travel Leaders Network, like Vax, or like the actual tour authority for those countries. Yeah. FAM trips are one of the best ways to train. We have a FAM trip coming up in November with Gateway. We do one every year for all of our agents. You don't have to qualify. You just have to be an agent in good standing, and then you can register for it and go. It's aboard the Celebrity Beyond for a member. It's going to be fantastic. In addition to just experiencing celebrity, we're also going to be doing a couple of training. We're going to have some special events. It's going to be incredible. So if you can get to that, email agent support and just put FAM in the thing for more information. And you should have a video under announcements on the TA portal all about that trip. So check that out. Additionally, different suppliers will offer FAM opportunities, sometimes directly through that supplier. Sometimes they come through Gateway. Sometimes we do FAM trips for specific group A, like agents who are selling a lot of this particular, like here's all our river cruise selling people, we're going to send them on this FAM trip that we've been offered, things like that. So look out for those. And there's a couple of great Facebook groups: Caribbean FAM trips, all one word, FAM, and Mexico FAM trips. Those are opportunities where you can get on FAMs to resort properties around the Caribbean and Mexico. Those are great. There's a luxury conference in Brazelton, Georgia on May 5th through 7th. That's fantastic. If you are looking to sell luxury, definitely get to something like that so that you can experience some of those brands and talk to some of those people. And they often give you collateral.
Cool stuff. Yeah.
Things like all the pens I got in Vegas. I have so many pens. This one's really good. I've been using this one a lot. This one is Cayman Islands. It's a really nice pen.
Oh, love.
Yeah, I have several. But those live in-person trainings are great. You can talk to people, build relationships with BDMs. You can pick up some brochures and stickers and things that will help with that kind of guerrilla marketing where you can just have things to give people. Those are really things to get to. Other things you should know about are things like travel regulations and documentation. There's been a lot of conversation the past couple of years about the new visa that's going to be coming to Europe and to the European Union. That is, I think it's been pushed off, but being aware of it and knowing about it is important. Understanding things like what are passport requirements for certain countries if your clients are traveling. Make sure you know where to find those resources. Usually the best is going to be your U.S. State Department. And then you can go to each country individually on that U.S. State Department website. It'll tell you what you need to know about traveling to those places. Travel itinerary is also a great thing to train on. You can do webinars on that, and you can also do you can choose to engage in different products like Travefy, Traveljoy, Turn, Planet. There's a whole CRMs that are outside of it, but they help you to plan itineraries, and then they have excellent training on how to use their product and how to manage trip building through their products. Those are great things to do as well. If those are products you're using, do their trainings. They offer lots of training, and most people just jump in and just skim the surface on what those programs can do, but you really need to do the training so that you understand how to make them work for you.
Yep.
Crisis management, safety, and travel insurance, making sure that your clients understand the risks of global travel and whether the health insurance will work in Italy and things like that. Travel insurance, our travel insurance provider, Travel Insured International, has training. I believe it's in the form of webinar accessed on their website, so you have to look for it, but it's in there. I saw it when it first came out, and I don't know where it's housed, to be honest, because I got it when we first affiliated with Travel Insured International. But there's great travel insurance training there. Travel trends and emerging destinations. That's like the Compass magazine. That's like Travel and Leisure magazine. That's watching the channel. That type of training, just to kind of understand where people are going. As new places emerge, Portugal is very hot. The Maldives are very hot. These are new places. Costa Rica is very hot. Everybody has gone to Mexico, the Caribbean, and they've gone to Italy, and they've gone to Greece, and they've gone to England. They're looking for new places. Understanding when up and coming is important, and that type of training is kind of like, it's not training, it's like casual training. And then, of course, sales techniques and marketing. Not a natural salesperson. Find a podcast that talks about sales techniques and listen to it with our. Do marketing training with us, and then maybe do some marketing training on YouTube. There's some great tutorials on YouTube for marketing for travel agents. You don't need to engage any of those suppliers that charge you an arm and a leg to how to market your business. There's enough free information out there for you. But this business is bigger than just product knowledge and booking travel.
Right.
And having a bigger bank of knowledge to help you, it's not required. Tons of people do the business without doing this, but the most successful agents understand that they need to know more than they walk into the room with. That they need to have that bigger knowledge.
There's
so what right now, Becky? I know I'm training on stuff. What are you working on?
Okay. So I am doing a big, as you know, we're going to Universal Epic. So my big thing is I'm a Harry Potter geek. So my thing is I am training and learning exactly how to score those virtual line cues because I want Restream Magic. That's one. The other one that I've been doing training on is Poland. Anything, everything Poland. Because my husband, a stem cell transplant, and his donor was a 21-year-old kid from Poland. So we're going to meet him for the 10th anniversary. So
that's amazing. I love that. I'm doing Italy destination training. I'm doing a couple different ones. I'm doing one that's like Italy as a whole, and then I've got a couple of little regional ones that I picked up when I was in Vegas. There were some local people that had some cool training opportunities, so I'm doing those. I'm doing Australia for destination training, and then I have never done the celebrity training. I've done the Royal Caribbean training, but I haven't done celebrity. So in advance of our trip to our trip, I want to make sure that I have that celebrity training down. So I'm going to get into that. We started it. I just haven't picked it up in a minute. Sure
so. I've done the update so it doesn't cycle through. Another big thing, guys, always check for updates because you want to stay updated because I, unfortunately, like Holly, lost my Norwegian. So I'm going to have to go back.
I really don't sell a lot of Norwegian. That's not my thing. I sold another Princess yesterday. I am a huge fan of Princess, and I sell a ton of Princess. I have another Princess yesterday. So
Princess, I love working with. They do a great job.
Me too.
I just make sure that the only information they have for my clients as communication is my email and my phone number.
Yes, it's always good. Also, this is just like a note. Whenever you book travel and whenever you set up bookings for your clients, you need to be the point of contact, not your client, not gateway, because in the last couple of weeks, we've had a couple of phone calls have come into our inbox here at Gateway that were clients of Gateway agents who did not have the contact information for their agent. They had issues with their bookings or things that needed to address right away. And here we are on a Saturday going, well, there's this message in the inbox and this person just, walked out of their hotel because they didn't like it and contacted Gateway and not the agent. So we had to figure out, where is this agent? Who is the agent for this client? Because they didn't even say who their agent was. They said their name. And that's been a challenge for us. So make sure that you are the point of contact, because you're the ones for your clients. That is not, as much as we love what we do on our end, servicing your clients is not part of our job.
Well, that and going through the manhunt of finding who they belong to, and because I have one client scheduled with me to talk to me about her reservation. So I'm like, okay, let's start this over. Let's figure out the agent that you're working with, and once we got that figured out, she's fantastic. Let me get her in touch with you, and then everything worked out great. So always make sure you are the foods every client, even in a group, because a lot of times there's that lead group person you talk to. Well, what about those other 5 or 6 rooms too? So always make sure to introduce yourself, be the point of contact. And I just want to say that's proof, Holly, that even on weekends we are dedicated to our agents.
We are. That's because I'm obsessive like that. I do get alerts when we get calls like that. I mean, they come in on my cell phone. I wasn't even home. I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm reading the voicemail going, I don't hear the voicemail, but I was reading the voicemail going, oh my gosh, this girl's in a desperate situation. Her agent was actually vacationing in Croatia. But we made it work out, figured it out. Yeah. So the other thing to know too, and this is, I don't even know if this falls in our grand scheme of training, but it's one of those things that agents don't always understand. When you are booking travel, the dollar amount that your client is going to pay is the gross. 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 Net is the amount before commission. We have had a couple of agents recently, actually more than, I think like 3 or 4 in the last couple months, had their clients pay net, and then they don't get any commission. And then Gateway doesn't get any commission either, which shouldn't be cutting us out. But
well, it's sad to me, because that is such a honest mistake. There are 2 things I always look at. Number 1, gross. That is the big deal. Number 2, pay attention to the emails, because you always get 2 confirmation. One is client and one is agent. Always make sure you email the client copy, and make sure that you do the gross, because you do work hard and you should get paid on your work.
They are always going to pay the highest number on the page. So if you see 2 numbers, one says net, one's gross, and you're not sure, it's always the biggest number. The small number is before your commission, and you don't want that. You want to make sure that you are quoting and selling with your commission included, because all that work has to be worth something. And one of the ones that they had charged their client net, it was a big ticket. It was a big ticket item, and they lost like $1,700 in commission. It was a lot. It was a big deal. Don't do that. Oh my gosh. And it was a big one. And fortunately, it was one of 5 or 6 rooms, and one of them just got by her and she quoted the wrong number and they paid the wrong number. So she did earn money on the other people, but man, that's a hit. Big hit.
That's a hit, because that could be your tipping to the IATA. Just saying, that could have been the tip that.
So we will take other questions. If you guys have questions about anything else besides your training, we're happy to do that. But next week, the subject is going to be qualifying your clients, which is how to ask all the right questions so that when you are quoting, you're giving them what they want and what will suit them best. So Becky's going to take you through that, because unfortunately, I'm going to be at Universal. So I'm excited that Becky's going to share that with you and take you through qualifying your clients.
Yeah, that's okay, because Thursday, you're going to take, I'm going to take next week, and then the week after, you're taking that one, because I'm Universal.
Yes.
Super happy.
So excited. And actually, it's so funny. My daughter's roommate's mother, like convoluted, my daughter's in college. She is also a travel agent with another host agency, and she's going to be down this weekend.
Cool.
I think she's going Sunday, and then I arrive Sunday. Or no, I arrive Monday. So we may cross paths. I don't know, but
That's fun.
as soon as I posted about it, she was like, "When are you going? I'll be there Sunday." Like, oh, I'm not going into the park till Tuesday. So
I'm so excited though because you're going to be doing room tours and all kinds of see. I just get it, which is exciting. But Holly gets to go and do tours and education. I am so with your brain when you get back because Universal does an outstanding job with their trainings.
they really do.
Boring,
it's funny. I pay for. Normally, if I'm going to do a 3-day trip, I'll go with underseat bag. I'll just throw a couple of things in and make it work. This one, I'm taking a carry-on because I'm anticipating sweat.
Okay, see that's where I'm torn because I've been playing with flights and stuff like that, but it's like $1,200 to fly out of Wichita. Yeah, for 2 people. I should say that for 2 people, $600. Okay, so $600 a flight. But then I'm like, I could just do a carry-on, go out of Oklahoma City. It'll be $250. But then how will I carry home all the stuff that I'm buying? Because I am horrible about.
I'm not buying much, but I am taking because I'm anticipating that they will gift us things. So they did in the past. Last I was on one of these.
Do and you get to win.
Yes.
Yeah.
Training.
You get to win things, and they did a whole. They do competition. They just really Universal training's fun.
We have a welcome dinner. We're going Margaritaville at City Walk for our welcome dinner, and then
fun.
And we have our party, and then we have our education day, and then I park to park pass. So I really only have one day to use it. But my roommate is coming in on Sunday because that was the only day she could get a flight that was a decent price. And then she's going to Saturday, so she's gonna like hop around hotels. I can't do that. I have to be back, but my flight doesn't go out till 9:30 on Thursday, up until like maybe 7 o'clock, and then I'll head to the airport.
I'm going to fly in on the 5th, and then my ticket date is on the 6th, and then on the 7th, I'm going to check out, and then the 8th is my 21st wedding anniversary, which I am such a man when it comes to this because I totally thought, my husband's like, what happened on the 8th, Becky? I'm like, nothing's going on the 8th. It's the 17th, it's Brittany's graduating. He's like, I'm like,
that's right, terrible.
So bad. God bless me. Poor Dave.
So does anybody have any questions, about anything that you want to ask? You can certainly, I'm going to actually copy the invitation link and throw it in the private chat. So check the private chat if you want us on stage. We'd love to see your shining faces. And leave up a question in the comments. What training are you guys working on?
And
does anybody do training beyond gateway training? What styles are you working with?
The Travel Agent Academy also is free to join, and it's going to destination trainings. Holly, have you ever done that?
I looked at it, not recently, but I have looked at it in the past. There's just so much good training out there that I just haven't gone back to it.
You will never, ever stop learning with this job. And the moment you think you have it handled, a client's going to come in with a crazy request or things are going to update. Real ID, May 7th. That's huge.
Yep.
And it always kills me. Oh, it's such a shock. Guys, they've been putting it off for what, since 2020?
Yeah, it's been going on forever. I don't even remember requesting it when I updated my license, but mine has the little gold star on the corner. Yeah. And my mom was like, do you have Real ID? I'm like, yeah, it's on there. And she's like, I don't have that. And I'm like, well, are you flying anywhere? She's like, no. Like, then you're fine.
You're fine. So it happens. I know I have my Real ID, and my husband's like, oh,
bye, Cindy.
Do I need that? Oh, yes. It's one of the best perks.
Robert, you can always book your own travel and get commission. I think you should be your own best client. Absolutely. Yes. And always take advantage of it. And then the awesome thing is once you earn that IATA card, there are great travel discounts for hotels and car rentals and theme parks and cruises and all kinds of great things. Just got to keep working at it. So like that IATA card, because that's
it is a great goal.
I will tell you, the year that I got my I really wasn't even focused on IATA. I had just been kind of spotty in my bank. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to one thing every single month and get paid every single month. That's what I want. I don't care if it's, and 1 month I almost didn't make it. And then I booked like a hotel night or something stupid. So I did get paid that month. But it just having a booking every single month got me to my IATA card, which was amazing. It wasn't like a minimum booking. I had some really nice, I had a Disney trip in there and a cruise and some stuff, but it all adds up. And when I got to the IATA, it was like, oh my gosh, I can do this. This is real. And I've increased every year since. So that is great. Marge is training on Pleasant Holidays. Pleasant Holidays is another great stuff. They do tours, they do hotels, they do flights, flight hotel packages. They're global.
Hawaii
supplier. Hawaii, great, and Holidays is also great for Vegas. It appliers, if you're booking Vegas, Pleasant Holidays is going to pay the highest end for Vegas.
Nice.
Not, we used to say Southwest Vacations. No, 5%. It's terrible. All the Vax suppliers pay like 4 or 5% for Vegas, but I think Pleasant Holidays is higher. So if you're going to do Vegas, do Pleasant Holidays. I'm training on Virgin Voyages and Vacation Express. Vacation Express is another one. Their is really good too. It's different.
Their Facebook group is spectacular.
Their Facebook group is fantastic.
To see the responses that they have. Oh, okay. I do this because I saw it yesterday. If you already have an account with Agent Profiler, then we don't allow duplicates. So you just need to change your email address. So email new agent support and attention back. I'll work that for you because I did see a duplicate for you, and I deny it. That's me. Anything Agent Profiler is Becky. That's my playground. Yes, I am not an expert in that. I know a lot of things, but that is not one of the things that I know. Hey guys, well, lacking any other questions, we are going to let you guys go and enjoy your fabulous weekend. I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but it is beautiful. 75. It is sunny. Everything is starting to pop. All my favorite blossoming things are starting to blossom. It's great. It started pouring. Oh no! It just started pouring, and my poor construction guys all just left, and they got drenched. So I feel really bad. No, my basement is being reconstructed. So the construction noise and having to disappear for a second, but I'm gonna be so happy when it's done. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go out. The hard thing is this time of year, we're in a weird thing because it's April. I do not have my patio furniture out yet. It's still in storage because we put it away for the winter. Because you don't want things to freeze and get snowed on and all that. So we put it all away. I have no patio furniture out, and I want to go sit on. So I'm gonna have to go digging in the garage and find at least a chair. Do it. Oh, I bought myself one of those little tanning pools. Well, it's a big. Okay, so I have a hot tub, but Dave will not put in a pool. So I bought me this little tanning pool to just lay in and tan. I'm crazy. Yeah, attention, Becky. And if I need to help you change an email address or get you there. How was the monthly payment for Gateway? Is it automatic? Yes. Yes. When you signed up, Marilee, it whatever credit card or whatever payment method you used at that time, enrolled you in a monthly automatic subscriptions. If you signed up on the 12th of the month, every 12th of the month is when your payment's going to come out. If you need to make a change method or date, all of a sudden my throat's very dry. Email accounting@gatewaytravel.com. They'll be able to update that on the accounting side. So yeah, but whatever date, make note of whatever date you sign up, and that will be your payment forward. Yep. And that's cool. Accounting, anyway, and it's so easy, and it gets taken care of. She sends you a link, and then you update it. It's very cool. Much better than our old system. Fabulous changes. Loving I love the fact training is ever evolving, and Josh makes sure there's things updated. Holly does a fantastic job on the slides and the
thank you.
updates. I love it. I just get to be here and talk. Holly,
And co-host. It's great.
yeah.
Awesome.
And I wore my
All right, guys.
Gateway fam shirt today.
Oh, nice. From last year. Yeah. Universal in California.
It was a blast. Fam trips are a fantastic way to grow your business. In fact, Holly and I were talking yesterday, and I was kind of, and she goes, investing in your business. I'm like, yes, thank you, Holly. I needed to hear that.
And
So
a tax credit. And a tax credit.
and a write-off. But it's so good to have those friendships because we met on a Gateway Fam. So I will encourage everyone to go on the fam trips because they're just a great way to not only grow your business, learn about the suppliers.
To hang with, grow with.
Have a great time.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. Beck will see you next week, and then I will see you the week after. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.